There we go. Okay. So, before we do that, we'll do that later. Let's everybody take a drink.
Mine's already almost gone, though.
Goodness, for the last 2 hours. I don't know if you really want me to drink more.
Of course I do. All right, guys. So, let me open my note.
Drinking turpentine over there.
Okay, then. So,
you're not far off from the truth, Sparron. I went and picked up some real deal moonshine. We're not talking faux shine, real moonshine. And I'm mixing it with that shit. Take the edge off a bit.
I want everyone to know this is the normal sized cup. Thank
well, is it?
you.
Okay. So, our 4 adventurers are 2 groups. Brorux, Ruka, Gicon, Clover. 2 from the north, 2 from the south. Each with a letter in hand, heading towards the crossroads. Brorux, you with a letter from Ollie. And Ruka, you with a letter from Barca. You were both told to head into the crossroads, looking for the only tavern in town, where you're to meet with a dwarf. His name is Voltar. You weren't given a description or anything else. Meet with a dwarf. It mentions he stands out a bit. You'd know him when you see him. So that's for you, Ruka, and Brorux. Brorux and Gicon heading down south from the Borderland Wood in Ormskirk. With Ruka and Clover heading north from the Towering Grove in Taldor. Both about a day to 2 days travel to the crossroads.
So, I hate to interrupt.
No, please do.
Should we maybe run through some character introductions?
Oh, we will. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
He has plans. Listen to the DM.
I'm just the FNG. Next time I ask, should I
No,
ask
no,
a question?
please do.
Just say no.
Shut
Wait.
the fuck up. We're fucking playing date. No, okay. So, as both parties arrive, first from the north, as you enter the north side of town, if you can really call it a town, more of a trading post or stopover on your travels, you're greeted by mostly muddy, rutted, just not kept up roads. If, again, you can even call it a road at this point. Trash and refuse on the side of the road where travelers and caravans have dumped as they continued on. It looks to be a broken cart, old ratted tents. Really not much. As you slowly enter this trading post or this gathering place, you notice one cart, all but one wheel missing, dug into the ground, and a sign hanging off the back of it, reading the crossroads. From the south, it is more or less the same. Shitty roads, shitty town, slightly shitty different sign. As you both groups enter from either side, you already know it's going to rain. The skies have grayed, the wind has started blowing that warm, you know it's the calm before the storm hits. And they could open up at any moment. You make your way past some of these makeshift stalls and carts with vendors that have, you know, their wares out. Shady merchants, tents. Further into this trading post. When towering above everything in the very center here, you see the only building, true building in town. There are, you know, a couple that look like they had started construction or attempted to be something before they've collapsed or just been abandoned. This one building in the center of town. Brorux, you have been through here a few times, just traveling through, never stopping in between your passage from the southern half through the Heartlands to the north. Ruka, you've heard of it, but you've never been here. This old weathered looking building looks like, honestly, a strong wind could blow it over. Made of wood and whatever else was left in town by passing merchants and unfortunate traders. Honestly, there's like half a cart probably wedged under one corner of the building holding it up. It stands 3 stories tall and slightly at an angle. Multiple stacks break through the roof, billowing black, warm smoke, which is honestly the only comforting thing about looking at this building. As you get closer and closer, you feel the first drops, the second, third, before the drizzle grows stronger and stronger into true rain. Just as you get to the front of this building, both groups not quite at the same time, Gicon and Brorux first, you see a large wooden sign hanging off wrought iron hooks on the front. It looks to say the Story Tavern, with just sloppily painted across the top of Story Sad. The Sad Story Tavern, which has been here for as long as any of you can honestly remember. Just behind you as you two enter, Ruka and Clover. Welcome to the crossroads, guys. First in, Gicon, Brorux. What are you boys doing?
I guess we're scanning for that dwarf. Kind of get like a first glance of what it layout looks like. See if anybody absolutely like stands out right away.
Okay.
And I'm over here sitting and thinking that we need to find the closest place to get some grog.
Okay, so as you both just kind of walk in, you're immediately struck by, well, warmth, which is great. You're out of the rain, but the smell, not so great. It feels like mom's cooking that was left cooking an hour longer than it should have. Well, even if your mom has good cook, I don't give a fuck. It's not good here.
My mom's a great cook.
Yeah, well, not in this world.
My mom's dead in this world.
That's why I said her cooking's not good. So you two immediately walk in, you scan, you see tons of scattered tables, multiple hearths burning warm, glowing, the occasional lantern too. The crooked bar off in the corner runs probably 20 feet long. You see a large half-orc standing behind it, cleaning a cup of some kind.
How crowded is the bar?
Oh, not very. Not at all. There's a few patrons. Not many. Just after you guys walk in, behind you, Clover, Ruka, you enter. First thing you're greeted by is a massive Dragonborn who's directly in front of you. And a dwarf. Bald. Not old, per se, but you can't tell it's a dwarf, honestly. massive beard.
Would I have ever seen a Dragonborn?
Honestly, you probably would not. Ruka has.
Mhm.
But you, Clover, no.
Clover, I thought that these creatures were banished. And by the way, Ruka kind of pulls his hood down, and some like wilted, crusty flowers fall out. For fuck's sake, Clover, if you keep hiding these things, I'm going to throw them at you.
I wanted to keep it for later.
You have pockets, right?
I have some, but not pockets like you. Your pockets are much bigger than mine.
Oh, please. I had them made this way. It's better to carry your shit around.
You just think of it as a man purse.
Oh, right. We're not even going to go there. Oh,
Gicon?
Dwarf. Are you the one they call Voltor?
I'm not. Who
Uh,
are you?
my name's Ruka. This here's Clover.
Hi.
We're looking for one of your kind, a dwarven man. We were told that we would recognize. And judging by the shine on that head, that's awfully hard to miss.
I can't see the shine from here.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment, but I don't know much as far as anybody goes around these parts. My name is Gicon Dragonblaids, or Dragonbeards, Dragonbraids.
Braids.
I think he's too drunk to remember his name, Ruka.
Wouldn't be the first time I've seen it either. These dwarves just certainly love their ale.
Hmm.
Can I get a perception check from Ghaddy and Brorux? As you two are the guys that...
Ghaddy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, Ruka and
Okay.
Brorux. So what you're going to do is roll a d20 and add your perception modifier. Your perception skill, sorry.
That's a dirty 20.
Ooh, girl.
7.
7? Okay. So, Rusk, as you enter and you immediately have people walking behind you, one, to not always want somebody directly behind you, turn and totally lose focus for a moment of what's going on here inside this tavern. Ruka. You, on the other hand, walk in and... turn that down. You walk in and immediately start scanning, looking for the mark that you know you're looking for. With that, you start looking around. You first of all see the half-orc behind the bar cleaning, massive, towering, over 6 feet tall. Hulk of honestly a creature more fat than muscle at this point, it looks though. As you look around the tavern, you see 3 figures in a corner, one quite short. Scanning the rest, a couple scurrying green little fucking things just running back and forth from the kitchen. And then finally, what looks to be 2 humans, older, kind of sitting in the corner. One definitely has more of a passed out look to him, as his buddy, with his mug still talking at his unconscious friend.
I'll take a minute and I'll nudge Clover.
Huh?
And you see the wee one back there in the back, the short one like you?
I'm gonna go on my tippy toes. Yeah?
With that perception check, would I be able to see if he had a beard?
So as you kind of take a moment, you look over a little bit more. He's a little wider for being so short. Definitely not a child, not a gnome, not a halfling. It's a big one. Kind of in the dark in the corner there, but yeah, maybe it could be a dwarf.
Well, taking a moment, did the letter from Barca, did it mention that we would have other people joining us?
It just said to look for Voltar,
Voltar? Okay.
the unique looking dwarf.
Clover, would you want to go talk to him? Or perhaps you want me to do it?
I could do it, yeah.
Okay, at this
Right,
moment
then.
here, real quick, Gicon, Brorux, as you two notice these dwarf and Gicon, you've heard these two talking. You watch them both looking around behind you. Brooks, you kind of look over your shoulder to kind of discern what they're looking at now that, you know, your attention's back on. Oh shit, we're here for something. You do also see the 3 men in the corner, one of them being possibly a dwarf.
Okay, see the dwarf out in the background. I turn towards Gicon. I look at him. I'm like, hey, now, yo, Gaga. You looking at him?
And then I just shake my head because, as typical, I have no idea what he just said to me.
I was going to go and try and get a drink for Clover and I, but I've been around many people and heard many languages. I've never quite heard that. Do you know what he's speaking? To Gicon.
I have no idea. All I know is that this man saved my life, and I have nothing but ending loyalty to him.
Well, I recognize that the big one, right? He's Dragonborn, correct?
He's huge.
Just
Yes.
a quick thing, just for you, Ruka, a little bit of history. Dragonborn weren't necessarily banished. They're in kind of a self-placed exile. So they are around. They're very, very uncommon to see traveling, more so up north this way. Down south near Duluth or the Blackpool or Gregorius Point, they're more common. But still, there's been kind of a stigma from the longer-lived races, from dwarfs, from elves, more so the wood elves, high elves, the true elves, of them being not necessarily not bad, but not trustworthy. You being from up north for the most part, I would say you probably don't have that stigma, and also being quite young.
Okay, that's fair.
But they're definitely, there's stories being told of how long ago in the past the Dragonborn waged a great war, killed hundreds of thousands, mostly true elves and those humans from the south. So there's a stigma, but it's not necessarily they're not allowed or they've been banished.
Right.
Ruka,
Yes, love.
perhaps they're speaking a different language.
That's what I figured, but I don't hear anything that would identify it. Do you speak? Can you understand me, Dragon Man?
Do you speak common?
Oh yeah, let me tell you about now. I grew up speaking all my life. You understand me, boy?
Hey, Ruka, make an intelligence check for me, just straight intelligence. Clover, you
Natural
can
20.
too if you want. What was that?
Natural 20 plus 3.
Okay, so you caught most of that, and you're like, oh, fuck. I feel like I've heard this in
I got
passing from the
12.
traders. This is definitely a weird, fucking awful, like, dialect from the southern, or more southeastern side of Duluth, near the edge of the Creeping Wilds, Gregorius Point. It's very uncommon to hear, but it's common.
I think I got a couple words out of him.
Clover, I think I heard him say that he's been speaking common all his life. Do you understand me, boy? Is that correct?
Oh yeah, let me tell you about boy.
I think I can understand him. What do they call you? What's your name?
Last time I remember, I've heard many names for myself, but you go by the name of Brorux.
Brorux. Correct.
Yeah.
Brorux. Right.
Yeah.
I'm Ruka, and I'll kind of reach out my hand.
All right. As that happens, I extend, my big ass scaly hand
Fucking
towards
meaty
him.
paw. Yeah.
All right. Here, grab his hand. I give him a good, solid, firm handshake.
Fuck me, you're a tough one.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the large orc and order three ales, one for myself, one for Ruka, and one for presumably Voltar.
Okay, so as you walk up to this bar, it's honestly a head taller than you. It looks like more of a standing bar for like normal sized people.
Okay, I'm gonna use my staff to try and get the bartender.
So yeah, you smack your staff. Hey, what? You see this hulking figure of a half orc turn and just look around before he puts his both meaty paws, missing a finger on one hand, over as he leans over the counter. Hey, are you a little young to be drinking? What are you doing here?
I didn't know there was a drinking age, but I'm quite old enough to drink.
Okay, well, welcome to the sad story. What do you want? What are you doing here?
Why are you asking questions? I just need 3 ales, please. 2 very large ones and 1 my size.
5 ales?
No, 3.
Oh, I thought you were looking for the 3, then yeah, whatever. Okay. And you see him, he kind of turns around, he pulls a mug out, hocks a big fucking loogie in it, starts cleaning it, puts it down on the counter. Same thing twice over before he puts them both down. All right, just the ale, and he fills both up, or all 3 up, slides 3 full-size mugs all across the table, all the same size, though varying qualities on the steel of each one of these mugs.
And I'm gonna need one of your finest meads as well. However, I brought my own. Feel free to use this.
I'm charging you full price for the cup. You see him take your cup, take your ale, fill it, pass the cup back to you, pass the ale back to you, slightly confused. Strange lot, dwarf. Tiny female dwarf.
I'm not a dwarf.
Right. Dragon man, elf. What? Any food? Can I get anything else for you? Honestly, like, what do you need?
Yeah, meat, please.
Meat?
We've been on the road all fucking day.
Dried meats, raw meats.
Yeah,
Looking at the Dragonborn funky. Cooked.
Something cured. You have like jerky.
Oh, gotcha. You see him just slam his hand on the desk twice, just bam, bam, just hard shaking a little bit. And, you see 2 little fucking goblins come running out from the back door. 2 little ugly little bastards. I mean, they're smaller than you, Clover. One shows up, kind of like that light greenish skin, terrible pockmarked face, just gnarly looking. The second one comes running out. Half his head is like carved up, missing an ear. And they both like hands on the counter, pull themselves up. Hey, what do you need? What are you getting? What's going on? Well, let's get some dried meats for all of them. 4. Yeah, go. Shoot! Get out of here!
What's the meaning of this? I don't want any freaking sorry-ass pathetic goblins handling my food.
Well, that's just rude. They're people too.
No, they're goblins. They're not people.
And he's a dragon. He's still in here. Look.
I glare at the orc.
I just think it might be worth trying something new. For all we know, maybe this.
I mean, it's not goblin meat. It's fucking deer. I mean, it just.
Oh, I love deer.
Oh, now everything's okay. We're not cooking the goblins. I know he looks like we did, but that's just what his face is. And you hear like a fucking screaming in the back as the other one, as they're both back there doing whatever the fuck they're doing in the kitchen.
I'm gonna grab my ale, and I'm gonna motion for Ruka to grab his, and then I'm gonna grab the third one, and then I'm gonna walk over to the dwarf that's in the corner and introduce myself.
Okay, so you 2 grab your ales, and Brorux, you notice he's walking towards the dwarf in the corner, the only other dwarf that's not your friend. So maybe. Ruka, Clover, as you both walk over towards the corner of this room, you see Where is he? You see a dwarf with a very kempt, long black beard, combed back black hair, very tidy. Golden baubles and hooks and chains throughout his beard, keeping it braided and tight. You see him wearing very fine black and gold embellished linens. He seems somewhat skinny, though wide, as most dwarves are. Streaks of gray through the sides of his hair. Dark brown eyes as he's sitting there talking with his two companions. Which, as you get closer and you can finally catch another one, which happens to be a full-blooded orc. Massive, hulking in size. Making the Dragonborn you just saw look small, as well as the large half-orc behind the counter. Wearing leathers and cloth. Leaning over on a massive hammer. Seems to be watching, waiting in the corner, standing over this dwarf. Off to the side of him, you see a slender figure looking similar to Ruka. You see what could be an elf or a half-elf. Black leather armor, dagger on her belt, bow strung over her shoulders, and a hood pulled tight over her head, and a slight mask, not being able to spot much of her features other than how tall and slender she is. A dark green cloak as well, kind of wrapped around her. This one seems to be scanning almost constantly, watching the room, watching you, watching the friends that you just saw enter, watching the bartender, then back to her ward.
How close are we able to get?
You keep walking towards him. It's 20 or so feet from the bar to the corner that they're in at the fire. And as you are clearly walking to them at this point, you notice the half-orc, kind of from his resting, leaning against the wall stand upright and almost gain another half foot, it seems, somewhere in the 8-foot range, having to duck under the beams, the lowered beams of some of this building. As you watch him kind of take a step forward, leaning on the hammer, just glaring, you watch the dwarf kind of turn his head and nod as he takes another sip. You get closer, this time within 10 feet, is the orc old stops you.
Right.
The dwarf.
We're here for Voltor.
The orc just kind of looks you both over.
Baka sent us.
Looks over and looks at the dwarf. Brorux and Gicon, can I get just general perception checks from you? So roll d20s and add your perception modifier.
2 seconds, be right back.
Yeah, you're good.
13.
It's gonna be a 7.
Okay. So, Brorux, you having been the one tasked with this, you do manage to hear Voltor in the corner. Coming from Ruka or Clover, one of these two new folks that came in with you.
Turn towards Gicon. I was like, "You hear that, boy?" He was like, "Say the Voldor. I didn't know what they're talking about."
Dude, give me just a second. I turn and look at Voltor and then speak to him in Dwarvish. Excuse me, are you Voltor?
You see the dwarf whose attention's currently on the two directly in front of him kind of peek around Clover. It was a little shorter. Hey, that'd be me. Come here, you. As he motions you over.
I'm gonna hand him his
To him and
ale.
ask, So I've been told that you're looking for somebody to complete some work for you. Can you tell me what that is that you need done?
Still in Dwarvish? Or back to common?
Still in Dwarvish.
Okay. He takes a moment looking at the two that arrived, and specifically knowing that Barca sent those two, switches back to common while still addressing you. Well, I am, but only from those that have been sent. I think I have my two, thank you, as he turns.
I turn towards Gicon after. Wait, the whole time, are they both just speaking Dwarvish between each other?
No, he switched back to common to answer there. So you would have definitely understood it.
I turn towards Gicon. Hot down, boy, we found him.
He's fucking, the dwarf's kind of taking him back. Like, holy fuck. He's here too.
I just look at Brorux and smile and nod.
Do I know you? Do I have any reason to be associated with you two? To you, Brorux?
As he says that, I pull out the letter out of my little side bag, and slap it on the table for him. We got this letter for you, boy. And this is what we're told. Go down there and get it. Now, here I am. Now, what the hell do you want, boy?
Ollie sent you, didn't he? I haven't heard that in a moment. Well, he picks up the letter, looks at it, tosses it into the fire. Well, I guess I do have some work for you. Your names, please. A little bit of an introduction would be wonderful.
Oh, well, I'm Clover.
Clover. Next.
I'm gonna nudge Ruka.
Ruka DeLance from Taldul.
Burka's boy, Roger.
Correct, yes.
You, big fucking Dragonborn.
I look down. I'm Brorux Uderblesku. Nice to meet you, boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Gicon Dragonbraids.
Dragonbraids. The name's familiar to me. I haven't been home in a while, though. So, let's see. You know the four. What kind of skills we got here? I see, obviously, you hit stuff. I like the axe. You see the orc kind of give you a thumbs up as he slams his hammer down a couple times. You, a sword or something. What do you... Dragon, what do you do?
I look at him, I light up a little bit. I go, I play the enemy.
Okay. Little dwarf girl, what do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and produce flame and... Oh, I can do things with my hands.
She sells herself short. She's quite talented in the ways of nature.
I love
Good.
novels.
That'll be good. That'll be good. And you, Ruka, must be keen with a dagger, knowing Barca.
I'll produce one and kind of twirl it in my fingers a bit and say, Baka's been teaching me some things, but
Can you make a sleight of hand check for me?
Oh yeah, I'm good at those. Oh, natural 20.
Ooh.
Plus,
So as you pull this dagger up, you spin it once off the tip of your nail. So it's not cutting you, but it spins. You catch it, twirl it between the fingers, grab it, flip it, and slide it back in.
Baka has taught me as much as she was willing to over the course of several years, but I haven't had much practice. That's why I'm here.
Oh, Ruka's had a lot of practice doing that little trick you just did.
That all
He
lead...
spends day and night doing it.
One trick pony. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this here is Daz, the muscle, and he leans over and points to the hooded figure. This is Seriandi. Well, I have some work for you, I guess. 4's good enough, I think. It's not easy, but we'll get it done. Now that I have your attention, the job. About half a day's ride north of here, you do have horses, right?
No, we travel.
So
on
about a
foot.
day's walk then. You'll have to walk fast. North of here, you'll hit the Silverthorn. Large river, hard to miss. You from the north, you've seen it. You're gonna follow this upriver till you get near the base of the peaks. I mean, you don't need to go to the mountains. Just follow it north till the river starts getting rocky. Make sure you stay on the south side. I shouldn't need to explain that, though, right? You get it? The south side, no goblins, orcs, and he kind of looks around for the little scurrying things. It's like, I want to avoid their ilk. They're not kind.
They're weird.
And bandits, again, stay south. North, danger. South, good. Don't cross the river until you need to. Now, when you head north, you're looking for a camp. Word around town is there's some grave robbers. Or archaeologists, they're calling themselves. Well, the things they're pulling out of the mountain shouldn't be in their hands, and we were contacted by somebody very important in Sartul to make sure these priceless artifacts don't disappear after they've been excavated. We believe they're a fairly small group. They're trying to move quick. As such, you should have about a couple of days or so before they actually move. At this point, I believe they're pulling them out of the mountain. It's a loose timeline. I know when they're going to be in Sartor, which is a few days or so by river. So you have a couple of days.
They're bandits?
Archaeologists. Come on, keep up.
Oh, archaeologists.
Yes, they're bandits. What else? They're stealing. They're grave robbers. Come on.
Vartol, you mentioned something about artifacts. Anything particular we're looking for? Or anything particular that you're trying to prevent them from getting?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I'm just here to stop them from disappearing whatever they're trying to take. That's on you to get there and find.
Now, the real question is, what about pay?
Well, you gonna let me finish the job first, or do you want to cut? Oh, I mean, she's new at this. She doesn't understand procedure, does she?
Clover's good at what she does. Suffice it to say.
This isn't what she does. Gotcha.
She's starting to, yes, you get it.
When you get there, when you deal with these archaeologists, grave robbers, they'll have some form of cart or boat. I'm assuming boat. That's what we've been told, because that's the quickest way to Sartul across, just following the Silverthorn downriver to the town, or to the city. I figure if you're walking there already, you can just borrow their travel means, because they won't need it after anyways.
I'm gonna produce my flame again, or burn it down.
And then walk, sure. Again, she's not great at this. I'll be in Ormskirk with these two, waiting for you. We're heading right after this. In the morning, probably. We'll leave, make for Ormskirk. I'm assuming by the time we get there, you'll hopefully have arrived and dealt with. He gives you a little wink with these grave robbers. Sorry, archaeologists. As he kind of looks around the bar at the nobody in here.
Now, when you say deal with, do you mean...
You know that little fiery trick you just did a second ago?
Yeah, I produced it again.
Yeah, that.
So
If you don't think you can handle the job, and he's staring straight at you, Clover, just like, if you think it's a little much, a little rough for your new blood here, as, and he points to the orc over his shoulder, it can accompany you. Though, of course, this will reduce the reward you get in the end. Now on to the reward. Again, still making eye contact with you, Clover.
I look really offended.
He doesn't care. 400 gold apiece will await you in Ormskirk with me. If you get it done. If old Daz needs to accompany you for some proper muscle, and this time he looks over at you, Gicon. 350 apiece. So not too much, but enough to, you know, pay for old poor Daz here. He's a growing boy after all. He needs his food.
350? That's the best you can do?
Well, that's with Daz. 400 on your own.
I mean, that's pretty good pay from where we live, Ruka.
So
That's
just
good
to-
fucking money for all you for
So-
where you're at, because I think each of you has between 5 and 10 gold to your name, maybe 15 if you're lucky.
So just to clarify, Voltor, it would be the four of us traveling together. These two whom we've just met, one of which we can barely understand. We are to find the archaeologists, and we are to deal with them.
Making friends is neat, isn't it? Sometimes you have to
I
work
love
with
making
those
friends.
that you don't understand. Honestly, I don't know what he's saying half the time either. I got a letter though. It was great.
So, provisions for the road. Are those to be are those covered by the employer? And I'm looking at him. Or are these things that we will need to arrange? Because if you want us to do the job properly and to your satisfaction, I would suggest you pay for our meals.
You're definitely one of Burka's. All right. Meals tonight on me, and we'll get you some rations for the road.
Baru, or Dragon Man,
Aye.
do you eat a lot, or do you eat enough for like an average person?
Well, look at my boy. I'm a goddamn. Hey, for all, I'm a big boy. I need a lot of food.
I heard normal there, so yeah, normal rations it'll be for him too.
I just look confused. I'm looking between both of them.
Fair enough. I think that we're going to be all right without Gaz. However,
Daz, it's
Daz.
Daz. You don't want to offend.
Daz.
He kind of
excuse
looks
me.
up at him for a second, like a little bit of fear, but not a lot. Just like, no, he's good.
But,
Daz is in there just like staring at the fucking ceiling, watching like the, you know, the shadows of a flickering flame across the ceiling. He's like,
So, Gicon, are you comfortable being the muscle?
I'm not afraid. My axe is bigger than anybody else's.
This is true. That's quite a fucking thing. I don't even
Look at
think I could.
me.
I don't even think I could pick that thing up. So I guess if we're in favor, then I guess we're gonna eat hearty and leave at first light.
Sounds good to me.
that sounds peachy.
Well, now that the formalities are out of the, do we get to be privy to the information as to where this
Excuse me, where this job, what?
where this job is coming from? Who told you to find muscle?
Well, I think that comes from my employer, which you're not part of yet. Unfortunately, hey, who knows? This is a tryout after all. Do
Oh,
good work,
tryout.
you get more jobs, and you get a little bit more information. You know how information flows. You're Barca's boy after all. Did she even tell you what you were trying out for?
Not that I'm particularly fond of. No.
Information is power. And right now, she has the power over you. So, time for you to earn a little power. Let's go. And you see him just kind of stand up, huff with his empty mug. He takes the mug that you got for him, pours it out on the ground, and walks up to the bar. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more, please.
Clover, did you see that? It's a power move.
What was?
You know what? You're fine. Just
I haven't even touched my ale.
So, you see him come back with a handful of mugs, puts them all on the table. Well, to a job well done, hopefully, as he holds his mug up to all of you.
Can I have a
I
spoon?
grab all of those mugs and fill my own flask up with them.
He kind of looks at you. Hey, dwarf's a dwarf, fuck it. And he throws it back. Well, go get your meals and I'll have the rest ready for you in the morning.
All right then. As we turn, I just want to give a cursory glance to the people in there. Do I see? Are there any other patrons of the bar that have visible weaponry or anything like that, or is this the only muscle this guy has?
Those would be the only muscle in the bar you see. The bar is very empty at this time. There, even as you were coming into town, you notice mostly empty stalls. There was a couple vendors, it looked like, but I mean, if you even could call them vendors at this point, it's for the most part a ghost town right now.
Right.
In the bar, there was the three here, your two new friends, and then two more gentlemen. Both looked human. One most definitely passed out, and the other one well deep in his cups, talking to his passed out friend, maybe not realizing he's unconscious. But if you'd like to peep them a little closer, you most definitely
I'd like
can.
to roll a perception check on that.
Yeah, sure. Roll a perception check, brother.
Ooh, 3.
Yeah, that one dude's fucking out cold. His buddy gotta be about to follow him. Two drunk old dudes.
I'm gonna pull out my notebook and I'm gonna walk over to the Dragonborn and tap him with a pen. Excuse me.
As I turn towards her, I looming over. What you want? What you want?
I'm very curious about you. May I have your name again?
Uderblesku. I'm a name.
Can you spell it?
As I turn towards Ruka. Do you want me to spell a woman, Sylvia? She's Sylvia?
I'm afraid so. She does appear to be serious. I think that's what.
Turn back towards her and like, Brorux. Uderblesku. Uderblesku.
All right, I'm gonna read back what I got. I
Clover,
got
I'm sure it's fine.
B
No.
R
No.
O.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not on. No.
All right, I'll just call you Bro.
All right, fine.
All right, I think I understood that. All right, Bro, let's get some food. And
So, as you guys all have your little moment, Voltor has already walked up to the bar. He seems to be discussing something. Walks back over. You already have some food coming. It's taken care of. Your drinks are as well. At least the next couple for the night. And you'll have full rations in the morning. They'll be packaged and ready to go. Anything else I can do before I myself turn in?
Are there rooms in this place, or are we supposed to sleep?
Taken care of.
Really?
do I get my own room?
There's 2 rooms. Enjoy.
All right, Ruka, looks like you're sleeping on the floor again.
Again?
Yes.
There's 2 beds in each room.
Ha, right.
I'm not a
fine.
monster.
Oh, well, Ruka, I'd like both beds, please.
Too fucking bad, miss. I'm afraid you're not quite that big.
You
to
see
sleep on the
Voltar
ship.
put his hands up and just walk away. Waves to his 2 goons as they make their way to the corner of this grand hall where all these tables are, to the stairs, and walk up the second flight of stairs.
From a distance, just shouting over the empty space and Voltor! What rooms?
The barkeep's gotcha.
Also, can I roll a perception just to see if they left anything in their seats or at the table?
Yes, you can, sir.
17.
Okay, as you watch him walk away, you take a moment and, as you've done many times before, waiting for somebody to leave to scavenge what they've left, you take a peek. Fucking nothing. Apparently they had all their belongings well secured.
I give out a big long sigh.
Do I notice that he is searching for something?
With that, probably not. It just looks kind of like he looks where they were sitting. It's a cursory glance towards the table. He wasn't investigating or digging around on the seats. So, rooms with rooms presumably ready for you from the barkeep. Meal paid for, drinks paid for, at least the next couple few. What would you like to do?
I turn from where we're standing really quickly to run to go get some nice mead and some food. As I'm turning quickly, my tail happens to be flinging at a high velocity towards Little Miss Clover.
I would like to.
Clover, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. Ooh. And that's a 4.
You know that sound when you take like a fish and you slap it on a table? Because you're still a little damp from the rain outside. Whack! Tail upside your head as Brorux just turns and walks straight towards the bar. It doesn't like hurt, but fuck. He's got a tail.
I would like to poke him with my staff. Hey, bro, be careful there.
Turn back to her. Oh, I'm sorry, old lady. I'm my apology. I figured that thing back there sometime. Go. Never happen again. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I continue on to go get my meat and food.
All right, you approach the bar. You're more level with this orc, unlike the last few who have been here. Hey, a little bee for you.
Look at him. I point to a mud. And I come in a minute. I point toward the goblin. Come at the boo.
All right. Mug.
Hey.
Boo.
No. Food.
Food. Hey.
Pat my stomach.
You hear me yell, "Pork! You little fuck! Get out of here!" And you hear this little fucking. You hear like a couple dishes crash over. He's screaming in the kitchen. Ah! As one of these little fucking things comes stomping its little feet out here, and you see him just kind of like, I mean, shin height, dude. He just looks up at you, grabs one hand on the counter, other hand on the counter, and pulls himself up. They have jerky. Do you want jerky?
Just no, man. No work. No work.
Okay. Jerky! He yells, smacks the goblin's fingers for holding on the counter. Rah! As it hits the ground, fucking skitters back. More dishes and pots clanging in the back. It's honestly like what the fuck just happened kind of moment. And you see him grab a mug, spits in it, pulls the tablecloth off his corner again, off his shoulder, wipes the cup out good.
I stop him halfway. I look him in the eye and I'm like, no pit.
No, there's no pits in mead. It's seedless.
No spit. And I spit on the floor. No.
Oh! You want a dirty mug? I mean, all right. He puts it down and save this one for me. Reaches out, grabs another mug, just kind of smacks it on the counter upside down for a little bit. A couple of crumbs come out of the damn thing. He's like, all right. And he fills it with mead, slides it over to you. Your food will be out there eventually. Your room from the well-paying dwarf. Upstairs on the 3rd floor. Any room. There's literally nobody here.
I nod my head, grab the mug, and I go sit down.
Around that time, another goblin comes out. This is the one that's missing like the fucking side of his goddamn head. Ear's gone. And you see him. He walks up to you, Ruka, like just a plate of jerky. He's just holding it up. Hey! Just screaming at you. Teethy maw, ugly, disgusting little fucking thing. Wearing a sock, basically. It's not great.
Well, thank you, wee one. And I'll just kind of take it and like palm the platter and be like,
Holds his
what's your
hand
name?
out. Just this long, gangly, disgusting fingers, broken, cracked, darkened nails, just staring at you.
What's your name, little one?
Bib.
Bib?
Have to say it twice?
No. I perfectly understood you, and I'll take the plate. I'll throw him. I'll throw him like a silver.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's like more than he would normally get. Like you figure there's your coppers, silvers, golds. A gold is a lot. A gold's like for a room. A couple of silvers or a copper for drinks usually. So, I mean, he takes the silver. He's like, "Grr!" You see that fucking like uncontrollable squeal sound. Like he's not realizing he's doing it almost because he's so fucking late. He just runs back.
Bib.
He stops for a minute.
Come back.
You see him kind of tuck the coin like under his hand in his arm, like he's not giving it back.
You're all right. Listen, and I'll kind of wave him closer.
He turns, so his good ear's there.
That coin's for you. You're gonna work for that. You understand? Do you stay here?
Single nod.
Yeah.
And he's eyeing you, beady, squinty little fucking eyes, just like.
We're staying on the 3rd floor. Could you just do me a favor, and if anything weird happens tonight, will you come bang on our door?
See him hold his hand out again.
I'm gonna slap his hand with my quarterstaff. And say, no,
Hisses at you and fucking runs away.
Nah, fair enough. It was worth a shot. Clover, you hungry? And I'll fucking like toss a hunk of meat at her.
I'm gonna try and catch it.
I set my axe down, and I reach out and snatch the platter from Ruka and start pulling the choice pieces of jerky off for myself.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you're quite a fucking stocky one, so I imagine you need more food. And if that dwarf is paying for our meal, why not get 2 plates? One for the road, right?
Just don't make it a habit. I don't like people touching my own food.
You still have another plate coming out, bro, by the way. That's a second plate.
Which is precisely why I gotta choose the choice pieces to make sure I don't have any goblin contamination with my food.
It's all goblin, brother.
I would like to go over to Bro and sit next to him.
Yeah, you see bro, he's a table away. He just didn't sit right where Voltor and his goons were. He just sat at the table basically right next to it.
So, Bro, do you know how to use that instrument on your back?
Nah. Yeah.
Can you play some tunes for us?
As I look down at my hands and they're just like sticky, which is whatever's on this jerky, I just look at my hands. I look at my instrument. I'm not play down. I'm gonna my hand a little bit, but I'll definitely show what I can do. I'll buddy a little diddle.
Okay.
I continue stuffing my face.
About halfway through this plate, it's getting down to like the not good bits. The good bits are gone clearly, and everyone's like poking. The second plate comes out. This time the other goblin, the one, he's got both good ears still. They're long, kicked way back, tiny little shin height thing. But again, his face looks like somebody dipped it in like a vat of acid before they pulled him out. Pockmarked, scarred, gnarly, ugly little bastard. One eye's like swole shut. He puts this plate down, holds his little fucking gnarly fingers out.
You holding it up to my table?
Yeah.
I look down and I'm like, what do you want, little boy? I'm gonna smack his hand, like give him like a little high five. Like, hey,
again, you get like this screech and hiss combo as he skitters back to the fucking kitchen. Pots and pans, the usual. And then you hear some sort of, like, it sounds like a cat fight, but it's definitely the two goblins yelling at each other. Like, one got paid, the other one didn't, and they're fucking pissed off at each other now.
Once we, when I'm able to get my key to the room,
you just would have to go to the bartender and ask him for it.
Yeah, I'll do that. And when I have the key, I'm gonna tell Clover, say, I'm gonna go upstairs and go find our room. Just knock and I'll let you in. All right?
All right, yeah, so you walk over to the bartender, ask him about the room. Hey, same as I told the other one, it's literally take any room on the 3rd floor. There's nobody there. Take a room. They're not locked. You can put the slide through on. There's no keys. Just don't break the door. Do you need boot? What do you want?
No, I'm quite good. I might, if I can make a request, can we get another serving of that meat packaged for tomorrow? I know that we've already got rations coming, but just to have some extra for the road. And where I'm from, we have a delicacy. I was wondering if you had any bacon.
Oh, here it is. He loves that bacon.
I'll have some bacon for you in the morning. Your rations, though, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're wine skins and mostly dried jerky.
That's fine. I can deal with that.
Good.
Do you get a lot of travel coming from Taldor up here?
Taldor, not so much. Mostly between Silver Keep and Ormskirk or Sartul, just passing through, but the occasional traveler, of course.
Is any just left and like to my left and to my right? Is there anybody at the bar right now? Anybody within earshot? That's not one of us.
No. At this point, if you look over to the other two guys that are in the bar, like it's empty, and they're both fucking racked out. It looks like.
Okay.
One, the same guy wasn't.
is it
The
right
other
now?
guy, the time early afternoon. So it's like the guys that show up at like 9 a.m. are now drunk as fucking hammered at like 5 p.m.
Can I see if they're noticeably like both of them passed out now?
Make another perception check, yeah. Ruka, you can too, as you just asked about it.
Sure.
17.
14.
Okay, both of you. You kind of look over at this point. You see one of them, the same dude, is out cold. It honestly looks like he might have puked a little on himself. It's not great. That same guy that's been out. The other one, who was awake and talking to his friend at this point, has kind of head down, breathing a little bit, but the cup seems to have just be sitting on his lap, poured onto him.
Mm-hmm. All right, I turn in my chair and look towards Ruka at his table. That boy, come over here a second. Come over here. Come on.
I'll just kind of give him like just a minute, and I'll throw a handful of copper down for the bartender and just make my way over to Bro.
I appreciate it, as he puts his big meaty paw again, missing that half a finger, as he just slides it back to him. He puts it in his apron as he dumps it into a bucket.
Yes, Baru. What's up?
I look at Ruka. I'm like, hey boy, two boys over there. Let's go over there and see if we can go pat those pocket bound. See if we can get something out of it. Sometime, know what's up there, boy?
Are you suggesting that we rob them?
I'm just saying, you'll go missing. They want to sleep and not there no more. I'm just saying.
Bro, I'm not, and I'm like kind of getting close to him now. Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm quite interested in that, but we don't know these people, and we're new in town. If we set the precedent like this, they might come back to bite us.
I'm just damn. We're gonna be gone in the morning. I'm not gonna see him again.
Well then, you know what? Just giving a fucking.
Do I overhear this?
Are you sitting with?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's still sitting.
Yeah.
I'll say you would probably. You'd probably have an idea of what's going on. Gicon, you as well. You hear the conversation, but having spent a little bit of time with Bro at this point, it's not unusual for him to help people with a friendly reminder to hold on to their belongings.
As nonchalantly as I can I see if the bartender is paying attention to us?
Oh yeah, for sure. You see him at this point. He's at the bar. Give it an actual perception check.
Oh fuck. 7.
So looking over at him, you see him again, just cleaning mugs, hocking fucking loogies in them, checking the mug, putting it on the counter, and just going down the row, doubling up, making sure they're clean, dunking them in. You see a bucket, and when he lifts the cup out of the water, you see like brownish water just dripping off of it. It's real clean, sanitary, definitely.
Lovely.
But as for what he seems to be paying attention to what he's doing.
Looking at the one that's passed the fuck out, like completely passed the fuck out. Are his arms out on the table?
So he's got one arm on the table, his head in the arm, the other one's limp at his side. Again, you see his back moving up and down though, like he's breathing.
Are there any rings on that finger?
On the handout,
Yeah.
you'd have to probably get a little closer. He's at this point on the opposite side of the bar, next to a separate fireplace than you.
I'll take a few steps in if I need to.
Yeah. Move as you move closer to him. Looking at his hand that's on the table, you're not seeing anything on it.
What about the other guy?
The other one that's passed out, you make your own. At this point, again, you'd have to move closer to. You can see how they're dressed. They don't seem to be rich traveling merchants with bags next to them. They seem to look like they live a modest living. Some muddy boots. I wouldn't say their pants are torn, but they're feathered and fettered at the bottom. Decent jackets, but as for what specifically is around them, you'd have to actually get over there and do a walk by, if you will.
Could I walk over there and give one of them a nudge just to see how passed out he is?
Which one? The guy that was awake earlier, or the one?
Let's do the guy who's awake earlier.
Okay, yeah. So you walk on over. You kind of kick a chair around, sit on it backwards for a minute, like you're about to tell a story, and you throw an elbow into one. You see him just kind of, again, this one who had the cup on his arm, the other arm off to his side, just kind of starts to fall over. Whack! Head on straight out on the fucking table. Nothing.
Can I check on the other guy?
Yeah, you give this other guy a little shove, and he's just like out on the table. At this point, you could definitely make some kind of investigation check, though, if you want to see what they got.
I turn towards Ruka and I tell him to get a little bit closer to me. Oh, come on, Bilbo. Come on a second. Come on.
For fuck's sake. And I'll take a few steps.
So, Ruka, as you kind of walk up standing behind Bro, who's sitting at this table now with them.
Whispering kind of quietly to Burrow. So, listen, if we're going to travel together, you need to know how this works. We're looking for necklaces, we're looking for rings, we're looking for signets, we're looking for cufflinks, anything made of metal that we can sell quickly and that is untraceable, right?
Yeah.
You check that one, I'll check this one. And just
as he starts to go for it, I stop for a second and I tell him to look down. Can I see what all they're wearing, like both of them?
Yeah. So
roll perception.
No. So you do an investigation check real quick to see if you can spot any valuables without like ruffling through all their bits.
Yeah. Same thing for me.
Okay. Yeah. Roll one. You're rolling for one, bro. But okay. And you can do the other one.
19.
Okay. So, bro, as you kind of the one that you had pushed over pretty hard, he smacked his head out. The one that's like out on the table. As you begin like checking him, you're looking for anything. You do find a single silver ring on his hand, probably, I don't know, his wedding ring. Otherwise, you keep patting him down. You move his head, tilts a little bit. You can see at this point he's passed out. He's got a bloody nose from where he smacked off the table. And as you're checking him, you don't quite find any kind of coin purse or much else. He seemed to be rocking what he's got left. That's not a lot.
Would I be aware of their type of customs, like marriage and whatnot? Is that a foreign concept?
You're pretty aware that this is definitely a wedding ring.
A what?
A wedding ring.
Okay.
Where it was, maybe they're divorced and he's hanging on to an old relationship. Who knows?
Now,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm just gonna look at Burrow real quick and just shake my head and say, not that one, mate. That's not worth it.
Wow.
So you, Ruka, though, as you pat this other guy down quickly, as you kind of sit him upright so he's not passed out looking on the table, you put your arm around his shoulder as if you're telling him a story, and you joke, you laugh suddenly, and you slide your hand inside of his jacket pocket. You feel around for anything. You find a coin purse. You kind of grab that. It feels, I wouldn't say it's heavy, but it's definitely got something in it. He's got a necklace on, a small amulet. Again, doesn't look too expensive, but hey, somebody would buy it, I bet. And as you kind of shake laugh him, you put his mug back in his hand as you lean him back in his chair, and he's just kind of propped up at the table now. You have a second coin purse, and his amulet is available to you if you would like it.
Does the amulet have a like pendant on it? Any kind of recognizable thing on it?
It's just a necklace, maybe a small, not really a pendant, maybe a small set gemstone in the middle of it.
I'll take the necklace. I'll leave the coin purse.
Okay. Can I get a quick sleight of hand check?
Ooh, I'm good at those, baby. 17.
Okay, yeah. I mean, with ease, after you propped him up and you slide your hand back off his shoulder, you flip the lock on it and just slide it off with your hand, drop it down into your sleeve, rest your hands, and as far as you're aware, no one's the wiser.
And I'll
smack Ruka on the back, and I'm like, "Oh, good job, boy. I don't want to like cut your jib, boy."
you too, bro. This is going to be quite fun, I believe. It's good to know that, and now like as we're moving away from these, like I want to guide him away from these people. Just listen. In the future, if you see something that you think might be lifting, do what you did. Just flag me down, all right? I can help you.
Look at him, oh, cool, boy, and I hold out my big old dragon hands. I'm like, oh, do little thing too big. I can't do much with them, you know.
Right.
K.
Okay.
I'm going to go find our room. Clover, if you wish to hang out down here, that's fine. I'm gonna go see what's up upstairs, and I'm just gonna start making my way up.
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
I notice him heading upstairs, and since I've finished all of my mead, I decide to follow as well to our room.
All right. So,
of course, seeing Gicon leave, I follow.
All right. So the four of you, as you all have been told at this point, you have the entire floor to yourself. So even though he said 2 rooms, I mean, y'all there as you make your way up the first flight of stairs, you see the long hallway, then a corner. But the second flight of stairs directly behind you, as you loop around, you head up to the 3rd floor now, which is where your rooms are. And you see a long hallway run all the way down, a big L, and at least, 8 rooms on either side, doors all open. Up to you guys.
I'll wait at the top of the stairs for Brorux to see where he goes, because I trust him enough with my life that I want to make sure we stay close together.
All right. As I walk down that hallway, I'm just opening door left and right, just like
they're all the doors are open. There's nobody staying, at least from what the bartender said. There's nobody staying.
All right. I walk down the hallway looking between both, like all the rooms, and just trying to find which one looks the least shittiest.
Yeah, I mean, that bed's crooked. That one's missing a blanket. Take your pick, bud. It's not great here.
All right. I go into one of the rooms, steal the blankets off the bed to go into another room, so we at least have like a blanket or
so you kind of rat fuck a couple rooms to make sure your room's got all the amenities, that you'd want. A couple blankets for you because you're bigger, and make sure you're all covered. Gicon's also got a full spread. Ruka, you watching him do this, you kind of get the idea that the rooms are pretty shit. And it's probably not great anywhere. So you could easily, though, put together a full spread if you need.
Clover, that one's pretty smart. I think we should do the same thing.
Okay.
So y'all rat fuck a little bit as well.
Yeah. And we'll take the room adjacent to them.
Okay.
And before Ruka and I go to bed, I always give him a goodnight hug. But while I'm hugging him, I would like to try and steal back the amulet.
Can you first give me a perception check?
That is a 13.
So you have no fucking clue he stole anything.
Okay. Then I just give him a goodnight hug.
You're just the sweetest little thing.
Baddie, wow, go ahead, Golden.
I'm gonna say, once we're in our room, I make sure the door's closed, and I use my great axe to wedge the door closed.
Yeah,
beat me
you-
to it. You beat
You close the door, you drop the slide board, and then you just shove your axe right under where this board and handle meet, so it's wedged shut good. All right, so
Ain't never been
Ruka,
too safe with rogues around.
so Ruka and Clover, you guys head into your room. Same thing. You got a slide that'll lock the door. There's no actual locks on the handles, just a board that drops down. But you can lock it and turn in. There's 2 beds. Y'all racking out?
Yeah, I'll take one. Actually,
I'd say after hanging out, drinking at the bar, eating your food, it's probably around 7-ish p.m. You know, it's getting late. It's still early, but you got an early morning ahead of you.
do we possess a map of the general area, like just kind of mapping out where we're going to the north?
I would say you have a simple map of the region, but not marked or anything where Voltor told you to go.
Okay.
Just verbal description.
I guess quickly before we kind of get too situated, I want to write down the loose directions: half day by horse, full day by foot.
Yep.
To the north,
Silverthorn.
Silverthorn, etc. Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
took
once you hit the
physical notes, but I
Silverthorn,
want-
you're heading west or upriver. Once you get into the mountains, not deep in the mountains by any means, but he said once you get to the base of the peaks, start looking. And again, you want to stay on the south side. Start looking for these grave robbers, these archaeologists.
Yeah.
And
for their camp.
And yeah, their camp will be on the opposite side of the river, but there's no reason to cross until, you need to, or you find a good spot to cross.
Cool.
You do know this about the Silverthorn, all of you, I would say, except for maybe Clover. The Silverthorn's a big fucking river. It's not like let's just skip across this 1 foot deep area. So it may take a second to find a place where you can ford it or cross it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I guess with that, I'll get my shit together and rack out. I do keep my short dagger.
Yeah.
Off like my center line. I'll keep that like on the bedside.
Yeah, for sure. Of course. A rogue would. So, as you all rack out for the night, we're gonna take a quick break 'cause I'm about to piss myself. So, just everybody hit the bathroom break, take 5, whatever. We'll be back here and we'll all yell at each other.
Sounds good.
Aye.
Cheers.
Ooh woo.
Yeah, fucking uwu.
Housekeeping. What's up, guys? All right, everybody, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for the follows, the fucking subs. I see a ton of goddamn subs in here, I think. What do we got here? Fuck, man. Ghaddy, of course, with the sub. Nutrag, my fun. Icon with give a sub to Jazz. What's up, Robo? I'm just checking out all the subs. Peter with the sub. Taraxel, thank you for the dono. Loco, Fowler, Southern. Shit, guys, thank you. Thank you for all the follows as well. Hopefully, this will be a weekly thing. It should be. I think it looks like we're trying to do Saturday nights. But yeah, we still got a couple hours to go. Or until everybody dies. I don't know, Robo.
What?
Wait, what? Sparehead, thank you for the gifts over to T-Man as well. You hear this song just playing nonstop, Broba?
Yes, I do, Baddie.
Welcome to my hell.
You cunt.
My Spotify got fucked up earlier, and it was just playing this over and over. It wasn't on repeat, but it wouldn't change song. So now Broba gets to listen to it. All right, we're just waiting on the leftover goons. Again, thank you everybody for showing up for the first like D&D campaign. We got Jazzy Wazzy 94,
Hi.
GoBrobaFett, Ghaddy, and GoldenIcon here. If I could get a shout out or just a quick spam of their links in chat. You're the only guy in your D&D group? Yeah, I'm the only guy here too. I mean,
I'm back.
I should. Hey, party, do you want to make a command for that just has them all their channels in it, so you don't have to spam them?
Tactical reload.
I'm out of alcohol, so I also want like just straight up vodka.
That's what I've been doing.
That's
It's
a
not a
silly
good idea.
question.
Nocturnal vibes, truly.
I stood up to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh, no.
no, no, no. I just hope you get in character a little bit, I think.
You're killing me so far with it, Brobo. Like I can't give you.
You just gotta talk like you have peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
Speaking of peanut butter.
Yeah, fucking Golden's over there drinking turpentine.
Gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
It's true, but it's good.
Yeah, both of y'all two are fucking killing it.
Yeah, you guys are doing awesome.
It's nice being a part of a group that doesn't argue all the fucking
Can
time.
I have a perception check on their bullshit?
Can you guys roll persuasion or deception, please?
Of course. Let's see.
I'm telling the truth. Fuck.
My persuasion. That's 11. Are you convinced?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My insight. Oh, I rolled a 1. I'm convinced.
These motherfuckers are telling the truth. As a matter of fact, you have never had somebody be so honest, and it's just like it's
I'm
goddamn.
the most
Thank
honest
you.
and genuine person
Yeah.
ever.
Nobody said I was smart.
Jazzy, it's 10:42.
Yeah, you can suck a dick. I'm hungry.
Also, the new D&D emotes are live in chat, guys. Just so you have, we have nat 20s and nat 1s. Enjoy.
You're welcome.
Make sure to spam the ones anytime Broba does anything. What did I have? I had something else I was gonna fucking say before we start. Oh, if you are
It's
wondering,
bad crit and bad fail, by the way. Not
Yes.
Nat 20 or Nat 1.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. Leave me alone. If anybody wants to know more about the characters, eventually I'll get better overlays. I'll actually prepare for something for once in my life, maybe, and get shit ready, and I'll get some commands made and things like that. But for now, there is a D&D Beyond extension on Twitch that should be on the left side of your screen, and it will open up and it'll tell you the characters' names, who they're playing, and you can kind of see in the background of all these assholes. We have GoBrobaFett as Brorux the Dragonborn. We have Jazzy with Clover the Gnome Druid. We have Ghaddy playing Ruka, our stealthy half-elf rogue. And then, of course, GoldenIcon playing Gicon, Dragonbraids, the mountain dwarf barbarian. But you can see their stats, their health, and as we're playing, and if they get hurt or they're unconscious or anything like that, it'll actually show on this extension. I highly recommend checking it out. Whew.
Which means us as the players have to make sure we're vigilant on updating that sheet.
Correct.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm going to yell at you guys if you don't. I have all of your character sheets open too. So, as you all bed down for the night, as sleep takes you, as nobody takes watch, and you just go to bed without any protection.
Except our bar at the door.
I lost a noodle. Hold on. I don't know where.
Bless her
As
heart.
Clover loses a noodle.
It fell.
I had something very inappropriate to say to that, but
You all actually, no, yeah, I would say for the most part, Ruka, probably Gicon, Clover. I'm gonna say, bro, you're probably caught sleeping here. But the rest of you, the morning finds you. You awake as you would. Gicon being from, you know, living in nature, rising, you know, at sunrise isn't out of the norm, and Ruka being the way you are, and Clover the same, in tune with nature. When morning finds you, you just find yourself awake, alive, not stabbed in your sleep or anything terrible. You had a easy first night on your first adventure without guards or anybody watching.
Awesome, we didn't die so far.
Hey, Pog.
Foggers, dude.
Fuck. Oops.
Gicon, you see bro still out. I mean, he's fucking sleeping. That big toothy dragonborn going.
so at this point, I've gotten used to it. So I just grab a flask of water and head over and throw it over his face while straight at it. Oi, wake up!
Oh yeah, bud, fucking sploosh.
What the hell now, boy? What you gonna do that for? I'm tired of it, boy.
It's time to get up.
Wiping water off my face. I'm pissed off.
Clover, I think that means they're awake.
As you hear the ruckus from a room across the hall. Yeah, you see walls getting smacked by angry tails. It's yeah, they're awake.
I think I heard that for sure. Do you want to mess with them, Ruka?
What do you have in mind, dear?
I'm going to minor illusion a woman's scream coming from down the hall.
Okay, so as you kind of crack the door a little, look down the hall, and with a quick whisper and the hand motion as you create the signs you've done so many times now, there is a high-pitched screech all the way down the hall as it just kind of echoes down. And Gicon, bro, you both immediately tuned in.
Still groggy from being forced away. What the fuck was that, boy?
I like to hide behind the wall so they don't see me when they come out.
I'll like hunker down. I want to hunker down by the door. I want to be looking down the hall as like discreetly as I can. I want to see this.
Okay.
So I look at bro, and I motion at him to follow me, and I yank my axe out of the way, dart across the hall, and kick open their door.
Okay, so yeah, you grab the axe, you whip open your door, you sprint across the hall looking down before you put your foot into their door, smacking it open. Clover, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
As this door you were propped behind comes slamming just right towards you.
15.
15, you manage to just barely scoot using your staff to throw yourself backwards. Slam as this door shakes. You think it comes off the hinge a little bit as Gicon bursts in, axe ready.
Hey.
And then I scream, "Is everybody okay? What's going on in here?"
I'm assuming you heard that, right? You heard the scream?
I did. What was that?
Sounded like a scream. You want to go look at it?
Was it not in here?
No. Clearly, we're fine. You see this? The only thing scary was you busting through that door, man.
Oh, you almost took me out.
Luckily, you've been paying attention to how I move.
Well, we should figure out what's going on around here.
Where's Scaly?
As I'm stumbling out of the room, still groggy, I'm kind of like peeking my head through each room as I'm going down the hallway towards them, just to see, like, you know, if I see anybody like. actively in the
Dragonhead
room.
pokes in. He's just wiping water off his face, his shirt and tunic just drenched.
Peek my head finally to their door. What the fuck going on? Too early for that business.
Ruka, should I tell them?
Yeah, I think it's right.
All right, that was me, guys. I was just trying to mess with you.
To be honest, it
You
was
are
kind of.
pranked.
To be honest, she does this for practicality, but this might have been a good test to see how well you react, and I'm happy to say you passed.
I
So-
glare at Clover and I turn around, go back to the room to gather my things as I'm still wiping water off me.
Did
Look at them all in disgust, and I follow Bro out of the room.
does he sweat at night? Gicon,
Who are you asking? Yes.
does the dragon one, does he sweat at night?
I wouldn't know. Why don't you go cuddle up with him and find out?
I mean, don't tempt me with a nice time. I might take you up on that. But what I'm saying is, if he wakes up wet like that, that could be a problem if we find ourselves in a cold climate.
Perhaps he
I
pissed
wouldn't know.
himself.
But how would it get up? You know what? I don't know anything about dragon physiology. Perhaps we'll figure that out later. I'm gonna go get our rations downstairs. Will you double check the room, make sure we have everything?
Yeah, perhaps aiming too. I'm gonna double check and just make sure I gather my quarterstaff and see if Ruka left anything.
Yeah, you both groups, you guys head back to your own respective rooms. You gather your supplies. You take everything you'll need to travel. Your packs. Each of you, I believe, had your own individual packs. And as you all head back out, you meet in the hall and begin walking down the stairs. Nothing left behind. On that note, real quick, Bro and Clover, have you both picked or prepared your spells for the day?
Yes.
I think, Bro, you just pick spells. I don't know if you've done that, though, because I didn't check in with you, actually. I totally forgot.
No, did not.
Yeah, you're, as a bard, your big thing is magic spells versus, it could be stabby, but depending on what path you take. But right now, magic is a part of your repertoire.
Okay.
So, to do so, edit your character sheet. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, I'm looking around to add whatever spells I see.
Yep.
So
from your spells, add spells, you get 2 cantrips. I would recommend, as a bard, you probably want a cantrip like a Vicious Mockery. That's kind of like a bard's staple. That's a spell that's just kind of comes with the class, honestly.
Mhm.
And then the other one, it's up to you. Vicious Mockery is usually your damaging spell, so you have things like Prestidigitation, which is like the wizard's fucking, it's just their thing, you know. It can make small sparks and flames, little magic tricks. It can clean you if you're dirty, or just things like that. It's just like your catch-all for cool little tiny magic effects. Not damaging, but that. Or Mage Hand, where you can cast a illusory to invisible version of your hand 30 feet out to grab or use.
let's do that one.
Mage Hand? Yeah, I figured that'd
Yeah,
be
let's
one.
do Mage Hand. Yeah,
like
that
to
sounds
fuck
pretty
with.
cheeky.
All right, so if you see the filter by spell level option at the top there.
Negative.
All right, so here,
Spells.
next to your character's name, see the little red arrow, the drop down?
Yeah.
Go to edit character sheet.
Okay.
From there, go to class, number 2.
Yeah.
Then you should see class features at the top there, or spells.
Yeah, and then
Click
Then
spells.
spells. Okay.
Then go to add spells, and then there should be a 0 or a 1 for filter by spell level.
Gotcha. All right.
The 0 is going to be your cantrips. You get 2 of those. So a cantrip is a spell that you can cast at will. You don't have uses of it. You can cast this every time, however much you want. That's your fallback when you've run out of like juice, honestly.
I got you.
Your level 1 and higher spells, you have what are called spell slots to use. Now, as a level 2 bard, you have like 2 spell slots or something like that, I think.
Yeah. All right, so I got Mage Hand and
3 spell slots.
Vicious Mockery.
Those are your 0 levels.
Yeah.
Now click on the 1 to sort by by that. Now, here are your like spells that have a little bit more kick to them. And there's a whole bunch in here you can pick from, some cool ones. As if you want to be more support or damaging, it's really on you. These are all ones that you can choose from, and you get to pick 5 of these. And of these 5, you can cast like 3 a day or 3 between rests. So you have to be careful when you use them, because you don't just get free uses constantly.
Okay. All
So
right, you can
some
continue on. I'm gonna check.
Yeah, some good one. Just to keep on here. Cure Wounds is a pretty good one. Dissonant Whispers is kind of in line with a bard. It's a vocal spell, which is fun. Healing Words, like a smaller version of Cure Wounds, but you can do it at a distance versus needing to be next to somebody to touch them to cast it. Another good Sleep is a good one. Thunder Wave is an AoE effect where you slam the ground or you do something that causes an explosion around you to push things back.
Which one was that?
Thunder Wave.
Thunderwave. All right.
Thunder Wave's a really good one. Dissonant Whispers, Unseen Servant, I think you could probably have fun with. Disguise Self, if you want to change how you look, so you're not a Dragonborn or something along those lines.
I got you. All right. Okay.
Distort Value, you might want to read, but there you go. That's what you need. Select 5 of those, and then it'll put that on your character sheet automatically. Just go back to the view character sheet option.
All right, I got you.
Cool. So, as you all make your way back downstairs, you see the bar basically devoid of any patrons. You have the bartender, which looks kind of like he's sleeping behind the bar. You just see his big fucking meaty arm up on the counter, his head tilted to the side as he's sitting on a chair or a stool behind it. No sign of the goblins, and no sign of Voltaire or his goons at this point. There is a stack of small packages on the counter, 4 of them to be exact.
I'm assuming these packages are rations for this trip we're doing.
I would think so. Just kind of poking at them. Can I tell which one has bacon in it?
As you check it, as you begin looking, you see one that's got a little heat to it still.
This is gonna
This
be
will
nice.
be mine. I'm gonna take the one that has heat to it.
Clover,
Yes.
I've never struck you. I've not even come close. I'm getting some of that bacon.
We can share.
Fair enough. All right.
I glance over towards the table that had the 2 passed out drunk guys, just to see if they're still there.
Yeah, you look over, and one of the chairs seems to be knocked over, the other one pushed in. A little bit of a stain on the table where the blood was from the one dude who got fucking thwacked when his head hit the table, but they both seem to be gone.
All right, is the orc still here, like the half orc? Or is he in the back?
The bartender was a half orc as well, a big. Is that who you're talking about? Or
the bartender? Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be passed out on a stool behind the bar. You see his big meaty arm up on the counter again, missing that finger, just as his head's just, and he's snoring up a fucking storm.
Okay. I roll over to the packages and I just grab whichever one looks biggest.
Yeah, they're all fairly close, but you think you got the biggest one.
Kappa.
Suppose we can go ahead and head out. We do have to meet Voltar in Ormskirk.
Right.
We should probably hurry up. He said that the archaeologist will not be there long, so we should someone should probably carry me so we can travel fast.
Your legs aren't that short, my dear. I've seen you run.
It's exhausting.
He'll get over it, and I'll start leaving.
I head towards the door. I peek my head out the door real quickly just to scan, just to see if those two guys from the bar happen to be hanging around.
Yeah, you pop your head out the door, again, in that awful creak as it opens, and you look left towards the way that, the opposite from where you came in, down to the left, down to the south. And again, you see a few of these shitty fucking carts with propped open banners, but most of them seem closed as it's sunrise. It's still fairly early. The sun at this point has crested the mountains, and you know, you're in the morning, but it looks like they haven't quite opened. Nothing that way. As you look to the right, make a perception check.
10.
Meanwhile, I walk up to Clover and I speak to her in Gnomish and ask her how much she trusts this rogue.
I got a 10, Baddie.
I'm gonna speak back in Gnomish. You mean my friend Ruka?
I'm gonna respond in Gnomish again. Yes.
Well, we have grown up together. I trust him with my life and all of my belongings.
I want to respond again in Gnomish and ask, what does your life and all your belongings really mean to you?
I'm gonna eye him and. What does your life and all your belongings mean to you?
I'm going to respond again and say, my life is everything. I just want to make sure that I can keep it close.
Well, I have unfinished business in my life, so.
I'm going to give her a nodding look and step back in the line and follow Roba back out.
All right, so bro, as you take a look down to the north now, the right from the tavern, kind of look back and forth again. More of these tents. One of them kind of flopped over. It looks like the wind just fucking knocked it out. And just, but no sign of these men.
Okay. I turn back towards Ruka, and I ask him, Ruka, you got the map, boy? You know where we're going? I'm going on. I got no idea where we're going.
Did you just ask if I have a mount?
No, map.
We have a rough one, and the description given to us by Voltul. I have a kind of an idea of where we're going.
I nod my head, open the door for him, and like, lead the way, boy, lead the way.
Right. Gicon.
Yes.
You appear the stoutest of us all. Would you mind carrying the load, carrying the food?
Yeah, I can do this.
Right.
Yeah, a
and-
couple extra rations in the
Yeah.
pack is honestly you don't even fucking feel it. It's like, okay.
Yeah. And I guess we'll start plotting our course northward. Kind of sticking to the road. If there's like an obvious like offshoot into the woods or something like that, I would like to keep a watchful eye for anything ambushy. Like
So yeah.
freshly upturned earth, anything like that might.
So good news about at least traveling in the middle of the heartlands. There's very through the center of it. It's mostly rolling hills, large wheat fields, and only the occasional grove of trees. No forests or anything like that. Not until you get to the outskirts where you start getting into the rest of shit. As you all make your way outside the inn at this point.
Real quick, before we leave, I double back towards the bartender. I pat him on the shoulder, wake him up.
What'll it be? He gets a mug out, slams it on the counter, getting ready to fill it. Okay, what can I do for you?
Thank you very much, man. It was a wonderful time. I appreciate it so much. I grab his hand, start shaking. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And start to
Yeah.
walk off.
Bye! What the fuck just happened? You see him kind of fill the mug, shoot it, put it down, and just like nestle back up on the table. He was fucking just shaking his head, confused. So, as all four of you make your way outside of the Sad Story Tavern, we begin the travel. So as you all step out, you look at the sky, hoping this time for no rain. And luckily enough, the sky seems to have cleared up for the most part. Still slightly cloudy, but it's not rain. As you make your way out, you head to the north, you cut right, and begin walking out this mud-filled shit road that leads north towards Ormskirk. Now, you know, at least Bro and Gicon, as you just came from here, you're heading directly back the way you came for the most part. You could stick to the road to Ormskirk and then follow the river, but that's adding a day to your travel. Or you could just cut the field straight to the river and be there by nightfall. Because at this point, if you're looking at that map, the crossroads is kind of in the center of the Heartlands. Straight up will lead you directly to the Silverthorn River. And you could go straight to it, or you could follow the road to Ormskirk and then follow the river all the way back.
Didn't Voltar say that they were in the mountainous area?
They were just off the edge of the peaks, the 1,000 Peaks, that giant mountain range where the Silverthorn comes out, where it comes down from the mountains.
So then we should probably go by the field.
I think the field might be the best idea.
Are there any small animals like chipmunks, small bird, or anything like that nearby?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That is 14.
Okay. So as you walk out, you do, see the occasional bird flutter by. Not really any squirrels or anything like that. You could probably find a rat if you look enough, but definitely some birds overhead.
Okay, I would like to cast Speak with the Animals and call out to one of the birds.
Yeah, for sure. So, as you take a moment, you hold your quarterstaff close, and you just quiet, settle. You focus all the little bit of training that you've had. You extend your being to nature. And for a moment, it's quiet. There's nothing. Then a spark. Another one. And another. And slowly the light, the life of this area begins to speak to you. All around you, you see multiple pings. As you open your eyes, ahead on top of a broken down cart ahead of you, there's a small bird.
Okay, hello, the little bird. Can you hear me?
You see it for a moment, just kind of like, yes.
Yes, I'm also small, just a little bit bigger than you.
It does the little like fucking head, just fucking. Okay.
Can you come a little closer onto my finger so we can talk eye to eye? I'm gonna hold out.
I'm okay here.
Huh?
I'm okay here. No, I'm good.
Okay, that's fine.
Everybody else, you just see fucking Clover just like talking to a bird, holding it. You're tweeting. This bird's just chirping at her.
I nudge Gicon, man. What the fuck wrong with little girl?
Quiet, you two. I love when she does this. This is really cool.
I just look confused at Ruka and I'm like, all right.
So I have a couple questions. Do you know of any archaeologists or anyone uplifting the land and robbing graves up to the north past the river?
I'm kind of here. Maybe the fields. I don't really go. I mean, occasionally the river. I don't know. What? No.
Okay, so the field, is it safe? Like, are there any prey?
There's fucking did you see the fucking eagles?
Well, besides the eagles, I'm not afraid of eagles. Anything that could harm me, like a wolf or a bear or anything like that.
No, it's just eagles.
Are you sure?
I mean, that's all that bothers me. That's all I care.
But do you see any
I mean, she's all of 2 feet something. Are we sure eagles aren't a threat?
skunks or anything like any travelers get attacked by anything regularly here? Since you usually around this area, like you said.
So there's the eagles that I mentioned, like they're big. They just fucking
They're large birds, yes.
killed my friends, man. But no, again, it just starts like fucking like just eagles.
Okay. All right.
There's people, mostly on the road.
I'd like to cast Minor Illusion and Eagle above him.
So for a brief moment, as you're talking to this, you move your hands. They spin a couple times, and the bird just kind of looking at you like it. Honestly, it doesn't care. It's a bird, and then a shadow directly in front of it. Fucking eagle! I mean, this terrible fucking high pitched whir of a sound as an illusory eagle's directly above it, just flapping its wings for a moment. The bird's like a feather poof gone as it darts off.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
look
gather-
at
Did you gather
Ruka.
anything, Clover?
The bird is quite stupid. Remind me to never talk to another bird unless it's a bird of prey.
Remember the owl that you used to send letters to your little friend?
Yes, but I haven't seen that owl in quite some time.
Well, not that one, but I mean, there's other owls. You seem to like talking to them.
Yes, but they usually come out at night. Do you see? Do
Oh,
you see the moon?
bro, Gicon, by the way, she can talk to animals. It's kind of a thing she does. It's quite lovely sometimes. We once taught a rat how to.
I'm sorry. How did what?
We once taught a rat how to play cards.
My
Yes,
best
that was
friend in
lovely.
life was a bear.
Did it die?
Fortunately, he did.
Is that the
Hmm.
one you're wearing?
That's probably why he carries it around.
This is an owl bear helmet. What are you talking about?
Owl bear.
Oh, owlbear.
So as you guys kind of look closer at Gicon, yeah, it's this dark brown fur. It covers him in a large head, but where normally you'd have a snout, with the hood up at least, you see a large beak. At least the top half of one is sitting over the top of his head.
I just had thought that you sewed that to it, like it was a part of it. I didn't realize that was. It's fucking terrifying. Did you kill it?
Yeah, my friend did, yes.
Hmm.
It's one of the worst days of my life.
We'll have to explore that later, but we need to move on. We have a task to handle here. So
Right. The wee one's right. How tall is the grass in this area? Is it like knee high or is it?
So starting out just around crossroads, it's mostly shorter or clearly animals have grazed here. So it's barely ankle, like we're talking, it's been eaten a lot here. As if you're continuing out, as you look ahead out into the fields, 200, 300 yard or feet out, starts to get a little higher to knee height and start maybe like in bits waist high. I wouldn't say it ever goes any higher. That's waist high for you, Ruka. So that's like net, like it's tall as fuck for Clover. Gicon, you can still see above most of it. There's the occasional bit that'll get in your face, but it's right around that like chin height for you. Clover, you're fucked in the deep shit. You got nothing.
okay, when we do go across the deep grass, I'm gonna be skipping basically.
Yeah, of course. So are you guys heading out? You cutting straight to the river north of the crossroads? You're just going for it, right?
Yeah.
As the crow flies.
After I see her trying to hop and have some visibility, I just walk over, scoop her up, and set her up on my shoulders so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Right.
My dogs were my feet were howling like dogs. So thank you.
I'll if
How
it
are you all
helps-
traveling? Yeah, are you guys like beating feet? You trying to get there quick? Are you being cautious, which is gonna considerably slow you down if you're being wary? You're out in a vast open fields, rolling hills, wheat, and you know the occasional wildflowers here and there, but for the most part, very, very limited trees. And if you do see them, it's like tall, thin birch trees in small clumps, nothing tight, but you can see through from one side to the other for the most part. Very open.
I would like to think that we're keeping a decent pace, but we're not like
Just
Yeah.
you're a normal pace then. So in between
just
cautious,
head
slow,
on
and
a
running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just head on a swivel type deal.
Yeah, of course.
periodically when we are in the thicker grass. I like to slow down every now and then, make sure we're not stepping in any snakes or anything like that.
Of course. So, over the next couple hours of travel, you all begin walking through. Can I get a marching order? Front, middle, back? I know obviously Clover's on Gicon, but
I'll scout ahead.
Okay.
25 feet.
I guess following him, I guess I'll be leading the pack between, and then I guess Gicon and Clover behind me.
Yeah, since I have small legs like Jazzy, or rather Clover, I want to hang back with Clover.
And while I'm on top of him and having this new perspective in life, being a little bit taller, I would like to look out for any wildlife that might be harmful towards us, like wolves or bears or.
yeah, of course. So,
moose
I would
or
say
something like that.
between Clover, Ruka, and Bro, I'm gonna have you guys make perception checks. Yeah. Gicon, I'm not gonna have you
18.
make one just because of the situation you're kind of in.
19.
I'm a little busy.
18.
19, 18.
How many fingers are on your right hand?
Well, they're all there still.
That many. That's a 5.
Okay.
Like to iterate, that's the left hand.
Oh,
Oh,
I
bless your
assumed he was
heart,
making a
Barry.
hand
Bless
joke.
you.
I thought he was making a hand
Tell
joke.
you, Baddie.
You just died. The rock falls from the sky. Okay, so between the three of you, or at least the two of you, Ruka, you being so far ahead or cautiously looking over your shoulder to make sure the group's with you. Normally looking out for yourself isn't an issue, and now you're looking out for Clover and 2 others. So you're kind of back and forth, more so paying attention to them. Bro and Clover, though, being focused as you know, Ruka's got the lead. You're just walking, and it's been a few hours at this point. I wouldn't say you're probably a third into this journey. It's probably an 8-hour on foot walk through these fields before you start getting towards the shore of or the banks of the Silverthorn. Looking left, looking right. Clover, you had the 19?
Yeah.
You would catch it first, I think. As the grass moves and rustles from behind you off to the side. That's on your left. On your right, the same thing. Kind of, you see a tuft of dirt almost look like it got kicked up. From below the grass. Bro, on the right, you look as you see that tuft of dirt. You also feel like you see the back of something there, just kind of pushing up and then quickly lowering itself back into the ground.
Could I tell how big the object that's
You
moving
didn't actually have a
is?
direct line of sight. You just caught both of them on both sides. The grass moving. We're talking Jurassic Park fucking... Hey, don't go into the tall grass. You're in the tall grass.
Okay. I do believe that we have some company near us.
I nod my head and I yell ahead towards Ruka. You know, I Ruka, contact!
And I'll go ahead and slip my short bow off the little ring on my belt and knock an arrow in it.
I notice everybody else's actions, so I instantly drop.
And I would like to use my bonus action to squat down.
Yeah, give me a stealth check, Ruka, real quick, as you drop into the grass.
This is my first one. This is my first rogue ever.
I drop Clover instantly and ready my.
And it's shit.
Before anyone does anything combat related, I would like to make some gestures towards the one on the right side of me, kind of like, no, don't do it. Basically trying to speak with small beasts, but not casting speak with animals.
Stealth is 11.
Okay. So Ruka, you immediately hear the call from behind. As you turn quick to hear what it was, and then as you hear there's something there, you just throw yourself back real quick to drop into the grass. So you're on your back and getting ready to prop up to whatever it may be. As you all see Gicon, as you hit the ground, drop Clover and stand up behind her, you watch her going, no, 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 no. As what looks like a bear, but it's not a bear. It's the size almost. It's hunched over, running at you. Clover, you just hands like no, 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 as the back of it cresting the top of this grass, just charging, like closer, closer.
How close is it right now?
I'd say it's about 10 feet.
Oof.
Does it
Jazz.
seem like it's letting up, or is it just charging still?
It's moving.
I'm gonna step in front of Clover and ready my axe.
You said there's 2 of them, correct?
You haven't seen the one behind at this point to your left yet.
Gotcha.
Oh, no perception check needed.
I guess as the other one's charging, can I cast Thunderwave to knock him back?
So Thunderwave is centered on yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
How far away from us is he?
You're right
It's
next
about
to
10 feet. So at this point, as combat is going, can I get everybody here to roll their first initiative?
Oh!
I got
So-
8.
God bless.
GoBrobaIcon, please roll a d20 and add your dexterity or your initiative. It's the same thing, or it should be the same thing without bonuses on your character sheet.
Are you calling out number stats?
Yeah, yeah,
or do you want
I'll
to
count
start
it down.
Got it.
So that 16 underneath my dex, I just add that plus the +3 to whatever I roll.
It depends. Do you have any bonus? You should see an initiative at the
Yeah,
top of your
+3,
sheet.
yeah.
+3. Okay,
Gotcha,
so it's
the
that.
16's already accounted for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that's gonna be a solid 22.
Nice.
A 5
Okay.
on my behalf.
So here, real quick, I'm gonna go 25 to 20. Who's in there?
20.
So we have a 22 and a 20, right?
Not natural. That
Yeah,
matters.
Yeah.
17 plus 3.
19 to 15. 14 to 10.
Oh, fuck.
Rip.
9 to 1.
8.
8 and
5.
That's about right for a dwarf.
okay. So as Clover's shaking her hands, Gicon's getting his axe. Bro is about to cast Thunderwave here. Through the grass directly in front of you, you watch a snout, tusks curving from the bottom and top jaws of this giant boar as its back, as it stands, it starts to stand upright, back cresting, fur kicking off of it, and just mad looking, charging directly at you, Clover. Bro,
No, 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 no.
you're up first.
This music's really intense.
You casting your shit, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of
that's
so
okay.
so click on Thunderwave. You
Yeah.
you got 6 seconds basically. A round of
Mhm.
combat is 6 seconds. So if you could do it in 6 seconds, you can do it. You can cast a single spell, or you
Yeah.
can attack using your rapier, or I think you had
Yeah.
a crossbow as well. Those are some of the options. Or you can cast the spell. You can hide.
Let's try to cast it.
All right. Let me check Thunderwave. I would say yeah. It's on because you're right in front of Clover. It's 10 feet from her. It's 10 feet from you. Let me.
Does that hit us too?
Friendly fire's not on, duh.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Oh, so it's 15 foot, yeah. I mean, I feel like it should hit you actually. So it would catch your friends in it there. Are you still gonna do it?
Yes.
Why am I loyal to him again?
You don't know yet. So, as
Well, I know
you
why I'm loyal to him.
you watch, at this point, it's gonna be I need Gicon and Clover. Please make Constitution saving throws. Now, how this works for you, bro, is you have what is what's it called? Your save, your attacker save.
DC.
Yeah, your DC. Thank you. You have a spell DC as a bard, which is 13, which is the number 8, plus your spellcasting ability, which is charisma, plus proficiency. Yeah. So that is 8 plus 3 plus 2, brings you to 13.
Yeah.
So what that means is everybody has to roll a d20 and see if they can beat that 13 with whatever their constitution is, as this is a constitution spell. So, Gicon, can you what is it? Can I get a constitution saving throw from you, Gicon?
That's a 6 total.
Okay. Clover?
Ooh, I got 16.
So, okay. As Gicon, as you drop, you turn, you hear a slight twang from a lute as you look over in time to watch bro just slam on his fucking massive dwarf-sized lute as it just echoes out, blasting all the grass around you, flattens immediately in this 15-foot radius. As the boar itself, you see it coming at you, and it gets thrown back. It gets pushed back another 10 feet from this hit. Gicon, you get caught unaware and blown off your feet a little bit here as well. Broba, roll 2d8 for me. So you take a d8 and you roll it twice there.
We got yeah, I'm aware. 10
I'm just making
and,
sure.
18.
18, boy.
Ooh, boy. I bought the right dice.
That's gnarly.
So, you take that, Gicon. The boar takes that as well.
But how do you get a 10? It's a D8.
You're rolling the wrong dice, bud.
Wait,
No.
how much damage?
Oh yeah, shit, wrong.
I'm like, wait a
Let me
sec.
try
I have
that.
this spell
5 and a 6.
too.
11.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's the damage you take. So on your D&D Beyond, go to your health, subtract that. Math is hard for Dragonborn, guys. Let it go.
I take half, correct?
You take half damage. Gicon, you take full.
And that would be
Wait,
5 or 6.
11. We'll round down. 5.
Okay.
how much damage am I taking?
11. You take the full because you didn't make your save. You got caught off your feet by bro. You look around you as you watch both. You watch Clover just kind of slam her staff into the ground and just hold on to it as she's blown back. Gicon, right off of his fucking feet, tumbles a little bit and stands back up, just glaring. The boar, though, slammed back behind you. And as this goes off, as the grass flattens, at the edge of it behind you, there's the other one. A little smaller, not as huge as this boar in front of you, but there is a second one behind you. Ruka. Or, bro, would you like to move? You still have a move you can do. You can move up to 30 feet. That's your movement there.
How far back did the biggest boar get knocked back?
10 feet. It got pushed back, so it's around 20 feet away.
And it's still standing, correct?
Yes, sir. You see this thing? It's hardy. It's got a little blood coming out of its ears and matting its fur there. It's dirty, and but it's literally like almost as tall as you. I wouldn't say you. Almost as tall as Ruka. Its
Gotcha.
back is big. It was very low in the grass. That's why it was just barely catching the top of it.
And I'm currently aware of the second one now.
You are, yes.
Okay. Could I rush over to help Gicon up?
Yeah, you move that extra that 15 feet to where he is. You grab him, pull him to his feet.
Okay, as I'm picking him up, like, sorry boy, like, we'll get some space, look, we got a second one now, they're good.
For fuck's sake.
Meanwhile, I just glare at him.
Ruka, you
Right,
flatten yourself in the grass. The grass around you, not where you are though, was all flattened.
So, do I have clear line of sight on the big one?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's at this point about 20 feet away from you. Probably 30. It'd be 30 because you were 25 ahead.
And the smaller one, is it close to the group or is it kind of far from the group still?
The smaller one, they're about the same now that the big one was blown back.
Okay.
They're both about 15 off, 15, 20 from the center, and you're off of that angle, so an extra 35 or so.
I'll hold the bow horizontally, stand up out of the grass, and loose an arrow towards the bigger one.
All right. So roll your dice, brother.
Godspeed.
14?
Did you roll with advantage?
No. Am I hidden from it?
You are without a doubt hidden from it at this point.
Okay,
with
fuck
the cacophonous blast from Thunder Wave completely diverting its attention from even you, and it was focused on the big one and the one waving earlier. So
That would be a 16.
16 to hit as. So as you pop up bow sideways, you loose the arrow as it flies through the air, slamming directly into the shoulder blade of this giant boar. You hear as it's puffing blood, saliva coming from its mouth in the wound. Roll damage, brother, with your sneak attack.
That's an extra 1d6. For 9 damage.
9 damage.
Wait, plus 3. That's fucking 12. 12 damage.
As the arrow's wedged in, you see it move its shoulder blade, stomping a couple times as the arrow snaps, coming off of its back. Are you moving? You hiding?
I would like to move laterally through the grass to where it's still kind of high. And if I can use a bonus action to go back into sneak or back into hide.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me.
That is 16.
Okay. As you fire, you loose, you drop, you roll once to kind of hopefully lose it in the grass as you sneak off and around. You might be
That's it.
hidden.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. At this distance, you see the boar stomp twice more as it charges directly at you, bro. Having busted its eardrums, it's trembling with this rage as it charges at you. It's going to make use a charge on you. Let's see. Can you make a... Oh, never mind. Here, hold on. Yeah, a 23 hits you. I know it does. So, can you please make a strength saving throw? As this boar starts charging at you, its tusks bury deep into your chest, just like through your leathers almost. You feel them pierce slightly into your chest as it lifts you.
How far away am I at this moment?
You are 10 feet, at least 10
You
feet.
should be right
Actually,
next
no,
to me
you're
now.
right next to him. Sorry, you're right next to him as he helped you up.
I'm gonna say.
So what do I need to roll for it?
Roll a D20 and add your strength saving throw, which is your saving throw box.
Where's the saving throw box?
Top left of it, you should see like the 6 stats in a box together.
Oh,
Strength.
yeah, the
yeah.
16.
Nope.
Just add those.
Below the 16, you should see
Below
a
it's,
saving throws.
plus
it says.
3.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, plus
13.
3. So a 13
Turn
total.
in my axe and swing as well.
You have to wait till your turn, brother. You don't have a... So to attack off turn, you'd need like a reaction or something. Certain skills will give you that. And eventually you'll get an ability that'll kind of let you help like that, I believe. But as of right now, you don't have time to react. All this stuff is happening within 6 seconds. It's all simultaneously just popping off here. So as you're being helped up, bro looks over his shoulder just in time to catch both these tusks in his side. As it begins to try to lift him, to slam him to the ground, He manages to spread his legs, put his hand on the top of this thing's head. Being as tall and large as he is, he pushes it down and maintains his footing and doesn't get slammed to the ground.
So just so I understand correctly, he can run a skill, knock me down, help me up, and then attack again.
He only
before I
got one
can-
attack. Bro only got the one. He used the spell, Thunderwave.
Yeah.
Then you get an action, a bonus action, and a movement. And then you can talk and things like that, as long as it can be done in like that 6 seconds. But those are the order. You can do those in any order: move, bonus action, action.
As I'm holding on to like the head as it's like piercing in my ribs. I just yell, "Oh, goddamn, kill the damn thing already!"
All right, you're also going to take some damage, brother. 10. There's more than that though. 13 slashing damage. As it charged into you, slammed its tusks under, bleeding from your side. You managed to maintain your footing, but it was close. Like exactly the number you needed to not get slammed into the ground.
So
I believe he's unconscious at that point.
I was gonna say he's.
Oh,
in this
you have
thing.
13 health?
He's down. He
He only has 10 HP.
Bro, as both of these tusks slam into you, you maintain your balance. You're standing up still. And then you feel the tusks pull out and you're like, oh. You look down briefly to watch this thick blood just start pouring out of these two gaping wounds in your chest and side. As you look down twice, you look to Gicon, you mumble that sorry real quick. As you crumble to the ground. Clover, return.
I would like to, let's see. I would like to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff.
So again, you don't cast it on the staff. You attack immediately. Shillelagh is just the entire action is you
Gotcha.
attacking, and then as you're doing it, that staff gets imbued with your connection to nature.
Then I would like to whack it with my imbued quarterstaff.
Fuck yeah! You take a moment seeing this new Dragonborn slammed to the ground by this giant beast. You tap your staff into the ground. As you lift it, you see small roots and leaves and little sprouts come off to the top of it as it tears from the ground. As you strike, go ahead and roll.
That is 22.
22 without a doubt hits.
Okay.
Roll. Yeah, I think it's 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah. And that would be a 5 damage.
Okay. So as you charge up your shillelagh, you bring it down and crack it on the top of its skull. Just putting a small crack as you watch it just kind of turn. This time blood pouring from the top of its head, its ears still, an arrow cracked and sticking out of its back. What would you like to do? You have a movement?
I'm gonna put both hands on my staff and I'm going to just grunt back at it, kind of like as a intimidation or a warning to it if it continues.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of, you stand your ground, staff in hand, these small vines and leaves and sprouts kind of appearing and moving and growing off of it as you stand there. Gicon. No, not your turn, sorry. Behind you, Gicon, this smaller second boar charges directly at you.
I'm gonna spin around and take a swing at it.
After you, maybe. Order of operations. Okay. Does a 14 hit you? I don't think it does. So what this means is if I ask if this hits you, look at your armor class, your AC on that sheet. It's the little shield looking spot. Yours is...
Your mic's cutting out constantly, boss.
I
Sorry.
think it's Discord.
Oh, okay. So your AC is a 17. You see that on there? That's your armor class. That's how hard it is for me or for a creature or an enemy to hit you. So I rolled a 14 total. So that means it charges at you. You're already there. You're ready. You turn. You look over your shoulder, And as it charges into you, you just slam your axe down in front of you, just bashes off the axe, stumbles back. And now, Gicon, it is your turn.
My turn. So, I can attack the smaller one now, right?
Yeah, oh, without a doubt, man. You have an attack, a bonus action, which as a barbarian, your bonus action, usually the first term, rage.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and rage and start my attack on the smaller one.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
Doing this with a D12, right?
Yep, no, D20 first to see if you hit. So you're going to roll that D20, then add your attack modifier, which for your great axe is +4.
So that's going to be a 9.
Okay. So as you turn, you rolled a 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, as you turn, you go down to swing. This boar manages to just sidestep in time as your axe slams into the ground, just wedging itself in there a moment as you pull it out, ready for the second wave. But unfortunately, you did miss there. Would you like to move?
Yeah, I would like to sidestep the charge.
Okay, so you start sidestep, and you're already right in combat with him. Getting any closer is you're there. You're ready for what would be your next turn then. To the top of the order, bro. Can you make your first death saving throw?
First encounter.
On the first fucking encounter.
Get fucked.
So roll a d20. Just give me the straight number.
All right, 13.
So that's a pass, a success, which is
Poggers.
good. Because if you get 3 successes, you're stable. You're not dead. You're just unconscious. 3 failures, you're dead.
I'm fucked right off the bat.
So right now you're slowly bleeding out on the ground. Ruka, it's your turn.
The large boar that's staring down Clover.
Yep.
Another arrow.
You pop out. Loose your arrow. You are hidden from it. Give me an advantage on that. It did not
Awesome.
even get close to your stealth.
Natural 19
Okay.
and an 8. So natural 19 is gonna hit him.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So 2d6 would be 9 plus 3 for 12.
As you loose this arrow, it catches it in the throat this time. This gurgle, his blood's pouring out of it. You could say it's literally on death's door with, I don't know, 1 HP left.
For a moment, I thought I hit bro. Hit the big one. Hit it now.
Ruka, as your turn ends, are you hiding, you stealthing, anything?
I'm gonna use my movement
Yep.
to get we'll call it 10 or 15 feet closer to bro.
Mm-hmm.
And can I try to, like, since he's unconscious on the ground, slide up next to him? So to change weapons, would that be an action? Or
No. You could just I allow for swapping weapons as long as it's not like I'm pulling out my second two-handed bastard sword from my side in the bag
Okay.
of holding. It's fine if it's already equipped, brother. You good?
okay, cool. Then I'm gonna switch to my dagger, and if I can, like, baseball slide next to his corpse and try to hide next to him.
Okay, make a stealth check.
His corpse. You're assuming he's
Sorry,
dead.
sorry, his body.
Yep.
14.
14. Okay.
Yeah, 7 plus 7.
So at this point, Clover, this boar is in front of you, teetering left to right. Its eyes are slowly blinking as it's pouring blood from this wound. Where you see now as it turns its head left and right, looking, the arrow straight through its neck and just leaking either side, as it is going to move from over Bro's corpse to you, having just hit it, and make an attack. That is a 16 to hit.
It hits.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you take plus 7 slashing damage as it digs its head low, slices up and gores you with its tusks again. Your staff, you're doing your best to try to beat it back with the size of this thing. It's honestly 3 times your size and even more your weight. It's
Okay.
But it is now your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna whack it again with my magical staff.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
18 to hit.
Oh yeah, that without a doubt. So again, you tap the staff into the ground again, kind of refreshing that connection to nature. You watch as it thickens and at the top of it grows, vines wrapping all around it. These little sprouts of leaves and such. The roots tear as you bring it back and crash it down across the head, which slams it into the ground here, bouncing it as the whole body of the boar flips, tosses, crashes and rumbles around you as this beast goes still.
I'm gonna just whisper, "Mother, forgive me," and then I'm going to move away from the small one.
Okay. You take a bunch of steps back towards Bro and Ruka.
It's, away from the small boar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, towards Bro and Ruka. That'd be back towards
Okay.
them versus Gicon, who's right there.
Okay.
Gicon, on that, this small boar swings its head at you one more time, which is not gonna hit. It's an 11. So again, it comes, but at this point, you having dealt with many boars, bears, smaller animals like this, you're almost palming its head with your thick hand, just holding it back as it's swinging its tusks at you. Your turn, Gicon. What would you like to do?
So my rage is already
No,
worn out
you-
since I missed, right?
Nope, you're good. It doesn't end immediately. It's not like one turn you're done.
I thought it was instantly over.
Nope,
if you
no,
missed
you're
or didn't
raging,
get
brother.
hit. Well, let's go ahead and take a swing at it again.
Yeah, roll for that attack.
I'm rolling for the ability, the D20, right?
Yeah, roll the d20 and then add your 2 hit, which is that 4.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 15.
15. So at this point, as you push this boar's head into the ground, you raise that axe up high above your head, and with all that might, the top of that backhand and right on the blade, you push it. You don't swing it. You push it down into the head of this boar. Go ahead and roll damage for me. So for that, I think is a D12.
8.
Yeah, you got a D12. You're the barbarian.
It's a D12. I rolled an 8.
Oh, you rolled an 8, and then you got to add 4. 2 for your strength and 2 for rage. So
It is.
12 it is. So as you take that axe and it hits its head, it connects. The boar starts squealing and writhing back and forth as you take it and you push the top of the axe forward, deeper, deeper, as you watch its head split as it goes still.
Are we out of initiative?
Everything's quiet. Bro's bleeding out on the ground. Gicon, you've slayed the fuck out of this other boar. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Good Berry, and produce 10 delicious ripe berries.
All right, Bro, make your second death saving throw for me while she's casting.
14.
A second success. As the blood is still flowing, but it's not getting worse. The wound seems to almost be like coagulating slightly. As Clover taps her staff, and all the little sprouts that were forming out, berries forming on it. Little berries all over the top of her magical staff here as she pulls one out and I'm assuming shoves it in your scaly mouth.
I'm only
Question.
gonna shove one berry in.
Yeah, of course.
Question: am I allergic to good berries?
Can you roll a d20 for me?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. 13.
You're not allergic to good berries. As a matter of fact, you love
I
them.
wanted my tongue to swell.
Alright, I'm gonna shove one in his mouth to hopefully stabilize him.
All right, you shove this good berry in his mouth. You're like, ah, just slam, chewing his big toothy maw there, hoping he swallows it. Like when you're trying to feed a
Drool
cat
ever
like
going
a
everywhere.
pill, and it's not great. It's It's a fucking mess. But he swallows it. While Ruka's there patting, holding the wounds down, Ruka, you pull your hands away, though yes, covered in blood. The wounds seem to be closing as the magic from the good berry seems to have stabilized and brought Bro back from the brink as you awake with 1 HP.
Oh, God.
Oh, good. He's awake, Ruka. You remember the first time I had to do this for you?
Yes, you're quite lovely. There's still another one.
Another what?
The little one's dead. I'm pretty
Ruka, at this
Oh.
point, as you look over, you see Gicon literally take his axe, which is at this point buried through its skull and in the dirt below it. As he looks over, just dripping as this thing is flayed there. Just it's split. It's canoed.
Well, fuck me. Who's hungry?
I mean, we have rations, but we could cook up something. But
Right.
I believe I did eat a little bit ago.
We'll probably take time.
Baddie, quick
Uh,
question.
I'm actually quite good with these berries, and I'm gonna shove 7 of them in my mouth, and I'm gonna have 1 more.
How far into the journey are we?
I would say somewhere between 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Just shy of halfway.
Bro.
Yeah.
And as he's like on the ground and trying to help him situate his shit. Tell me, what did you learn?
Listen. You see this big open space? Get on in there. We got fighting here. They're right on us.
I made an answer for him. Absolutely nothing.
That's kind of what I figured. Here now, can you walk? Are your legs okay?
Do I have to roll anything just to try to stand up, Baddie?
So it takes a second, and you know you're leaning on this giant ass fucking heavy wood loot you have, but you know you're able to get to your feet. You're a little wavy. You're literally on death's door here. You're if you sneeze too hard, you're gonna bust open out the side again, and so it might be a time to take a short rest, if you will.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, I would love that.
And in this time, would it be feasible for you all to mend yourselves? I can find some sticks, make a small fire. We can perhaps cook up a leg of this bull.
Let's get out of this tall grass first.
Right.
And bro, I do have 1 more berry you can have. I'm gonna offer it to him.
Let's go down there, big hand. Don't realize my own strength. Go there and just smack and grasp the berry out of her hand and shove it in my. Thank you, little one.
Alright, so you should have 2 health now.
You have 2 health.
You'll
So,
be fine.
as Ruka heads off to find some sticks, which honestly is not the hardest thing in the world. You tons of kindling. This tall dry grass everywhere. You grab a bunch of that, and you're able to find a few dead sticks from what looks like an old tree that's died at this point here in this field.
Perfect.
And you bring all that back, and you find Bro just kind of like heavy breathing on the ground next to the other 2. So at this point, guys, you can take a short rest. So on your character sheet, there is a short rest button, and what you can do, Broba specifically, there is a hit die option. You use your hit die. You get to check that box.
I don't need to check. Okay, yeah, I got
You see the hit die box.
Confirm. All right,
That give you some health back.
I should have. No, it gave me only 2. I'm still at 2 HP.
Oh, so here, okay, it doesn't actually roll it for you. So what's what you do? Take a D8. See how your hit die says 1d8 plus 2. Roll that bad boy.
Okay. We got a 5.
So 5 plus 2, 7. You get 7 health back, brother. A long rest, you'll recover all of your hit die.
What do I do at this point?
If you're are you hurt, Gicon? Yeah, you are. So at this on your character sheet, there's at the very top of it, you'll see short rest. click that bad boy, check the hit die box, and hit take rest now. Your hit die should be a D12. It should say like 1d12 plus 4. So roll a d12 and then add 4, and that's how much health you get back.
Okay.
Ghaddy, Jazz, you guys good? Or Ruka and
Right,
Jazz,
yeah.
you guys good? Ruka, Clover.
Yeah, it's
Words
okay.
are hard.
Where
I just I mean, just nothing fancy. Just literally like hack some meat off the thing, put it on a stick, cook it for everybody, so everybody has something to eat.
Oh yeah, you wanted bacon, but fuck, man, you got fresh bacon.
Mm-hmm.
So over the next half an hour or so, I usually have short rests, a little on the shorter side, half an hour versus the normal 2 hours or or hour, whatever it may be. But over that next half an hour, you take a little moment to just fucking compose yourself, bro. Eat some fucking some bacon, munch down, chill. Gicon, Clover, same with you guys. You get a little bit of that health back, and at this point, still very early in the morning, a little before noon probably, closer to 10, 11, having started out so early today. What would you guys like to do?
Well, that was something.
I look over.
Moving on.
Yeah, I look over towards the biggest boar before we leave, and I kind of like nudge at Ruka and like, "Oh no, get the tusk now, boy. The tusk wouldn't be worth something. We're gonna poke somebody with it, you can sell it. Grab the tusk. Grab the tusk."
I'm assuming you're going to help, yes?
You know, I kind of like grunt and moan as I like stand up and like hobble over to the biggest boar. I grab a hold of it and just yank the tusk right out of the skull.
Oh hell yeah, make a strength check. So
I'll
what you
try
do
to
is you
help
gonna roll
him.
d20. You're gonna help. So bro, that's what you gonna do.
I'll
Is,
help if I can.
yeah, oh, you can help, bro. Bro, what you do is you take 2 d20. Do you have 2
Mhm.
d20s? To the big.
I'll just roll it twice.
So roll it twice and take
While
the
they're
higher
working on that,
number.
while they're working on that, I wander off and find myself further away in the grass and use the restroom.
Of course.
10, 5, 15.
So 15. As you
And then-
grab your fucking, you gonna add your strength? Have you added yet?
No, negative. Then
Oh,
that would be fucking 20. No.
Just the ability
Math.
score. So your strength is
Gotcha.
3.
Yeah.
You're always gonna use the 3, the ability side versus
Gotcha.
like the full score.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. 18.
So 18. As you take your fucking hand in, and you had a Ruka in there with a dagger, kind of prying on it. You just fucking rip the damn thing out of his head as he was cutting it out. It's like, oh, you got a full-on boar's tusk. If you'd like to pull the other one, give me one more roll for the other. We'll say 3. One more roll with advantage.
Okay. D20.
You rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Nat 20!
Not 20!
Not 20, baby.
There you go. So as Ruka, you go to start cutting the other ones out. I mean, before he just rips the first one out, looks down at it, drops it, just starts ripping the tusks out of this thing. Clearly a little bit of an anger maybe towards this
Pissed off.
beast. As you just kind of step back with the dagger, like, nah, he got it. He's good. So yeah, bro, go ahead and add 4 giant boar tusks to your inventory.
Yes, sir.
Let me know if you can't find it. There
Got it.
should be notes.
Yeah.
maybe? Or extras. There's an extras tab. I just throw it there, honestly.
Okay. Manage extra. All right. You can continue while I add this.
If that doesn't work, notes, then go to other. I think that actually might be it. But you just have to write out 4 boat. I don't think it's an item in the game.
Gotcha.
So as he rips those out, you guys have your food. Gicon is wandered off into the grass and seems to be taking care of business.
Bro, one request for the future.
No, what do you want?
Refrain from using any type of magic that can hurt me or any of our companions on this trip.
I'm sorry, no, never happen again, I promise.
It better not.
All
That
right.
is all.
As you all begin to pack up the rest of your shit, you begin heading north again. You gotta look around, checking the sun. At this point, the sky has cleared up. The clouds are gone. A slight breeze, and you all are beating the trail again. Another couple hours. Can I get perception checks from everybody for the next couple hours?
Natural 20.
Ooh.
8.
14.
12.
So, Clover back atop Gicon's shoulders, just kind of this time looking and just using every bit of her ability for knowing nature and the trails and paths that these boars take. She is just scanning, watching for everything. And at one point, you think you see one run, and you start fucking yelling as it skitters the fuck off, oinking and squealing. The next couple of hours are honestly boring as all hell. You're walking through rolling fields with not much to look at before you crest one hill, and down in front of you, you begin to hear it. The water, waves crashing. The river at this point, fairly rocky, fairly fast. You look across, and there ahead of you is the Silverthorn. Being closer to, at this point, probably 4 o'clock. You step down. At this point, y'all are a couple hundred feet off the bank of the Silverthorn River. Across the river, you see dense, thick forest. You're home at one point, Gicon. Maybe not this close to the river, as you were more northern, right on the Thousand Peaks. But this is the Borderland Wood on the other side of the river here.
So if I'm correct, we're supposed to say south of the river, or south of the other side. Do we want to start making our way eastward slightly to look for a place to cross?
I believe we should probably look for the camp first, and then we should cross on camp. Now, I'm
Alright.
not sure if they're in the trees, but if I were an archaeologist, I'd need water to clean the artifacts.
Right, that's true. It's very important. So, why don't we find a place to cross safely, and we'll continue our way across?
You know, if we go further east, we can hit Ormskirk, and there's a bridge there where we can cross the river easy.
But then we'd probably have to travel back west if we see the camp.
Baddie, how wide is the river?
Looking at it from here, it's fairly wide. We're looking close 60 feet probably.
And how fast is the water flowing?
It's moving right here. You're looking at some rapids, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make the suggestion. Now let's go on a little bit further now and see if the water calm down a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Don't
a
want
good
to get washed
idea.
away.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah, let's do that. Like he said. Yeah.
The one thing you do recall, Gicon specifically, just because you've been on the other side of the river, you've been in the Borderland Wood, south along the edge of the mountains and along the river. It is.
Can you get rid of your push to talk, please, sir?
I'm not using it. I've had it off this whole time.
The Discord's been a little weird. It's kind of been cutting out.
I think we
All
caught
right.
maybe 20% of what you said.
All right.
Yeah, it was bad right there.
Use them pedals.
Or maybe turn on the push to talk and just hold it open.
How about now?
That's
good.
better.
Cool. Okay, so Gicon, specific to the Borderland Wood and having been from the northern side of it, you know directly across here, goblinoids and such are somewhat common. It can happen. That was why he recommended you stay south of the river till you needed to cross, looking for that camp.
Well, bro seems to know his way around. So we'll take his advice.
Okay, then let's go ahead and head east a little bit and see if we can find a shallower or less rapid spot in the river.
Baddie, as we walk off,
Mhm.
I want to check my wounds just to see how they're going.
Sorry, I was trying to make my voice a little better. Yeah. So as you look, for the most part, you're bandaged up. Your armor is, it's got a couple holes in it, but it'll still get the job done for the most part. Your wounds are stable and you're not bleeding, but you're gonna need more rest really to heal up more.
Gotcha. Okay. Just get in line and fall behind the others.
The same. Are you changing up the marching order here?
I'm gonna stay behind Gicon at this point.
Since I'm familiar with the area, I go ahead and take the lead.
Okay.
Okay.
Start guiding us closer to Ormskirk, and while we're looking for a safer area to cross the river.
I'd like
The
to
opposite
walk-
way. You want to go Ormskirk. It's the opposite side of Ormskirk. Ormskirk is where you need to go after you deal with the issue.
I wanted to head further east, downstream, away from the mountains that are driving the current.
Okay.
Good plan.
So you guys are gonna
Well,
cross.
didn't they say that they were in the mountains?
I think mainly we're trying to like not have us drown through fast currents, which with how fast probably the water's coming off the mountains, like
It would be a struggle to cross
I suggest
without
let's
somewhere being a
continue
little closer.
towards Ormskirk until to see if we can find a safer spot to cross, like if
Okay.
it has like rocks within the water that we can like swim to or skip across.
Okay. Yeah, it's still fairly
That
early in the
sounds
day,
good.
only 4-ish or so.
Not
So you
bad.
you still have. So you still have it's still early in the day, so you have plenty of time to
Yeah.
go downriver if you'd like a little bit before crossing. You'll just be on the opposite side of the river, where it's a little more dangerous longer. So that's the way you cross closer to Ormskirk. You're gonna be on the bad side, if you will, longer. Or if you try to stay on this side and go upriver and look for a better place to cross, upriver.
I have an idea. I'd like to wild shape into an eagle
Oh shit.
Ooh.
and possibly scout ahead towards the west. The west towards the mountains and see if I can spot the camp that they're in.
Okay, so that's gonna take some time, but you can do that without a doubt.
I'm good with waiting for that.
Yes,
I guess while she's scouting out, can we do another rest? Like we wait for her
Testing
to
is
get
this one.
back?
God says 1 second.
Yeah. God says 1 second.
Oh, I don't think I can fly.
Hello? Can you? How's that? Is that turning on when I talk?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. All right. I adjusted the attack.
The noise gate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm able to fly. It says second level, no flying.
Yeah. I don't think you can fly yet. Actually,
Okay, never
I think
mind.
you have to wait till like 5 before you get flying. Wild shapes are even higher, honestly.
Okay.
I'm
But
all
I
for
can
letting the
swim.
gnome see if she can swim.
I can swim, correct? It says no swimming speed.
That means so you have no swim speed. Means you can't pick a creature with a swim speed. So you could pick a bigger, stronger creature to walk across, which would be better than you doing that per se. But you can't pick something that is native to the water.
So I can't
Baddie,
pick a salmon. Just
can we see how deep the water is by any chance? Or
You,
like, gauge
you
it?
can kind of head down the bank to see it. Yeah.
Okay. Would Gicon or I have any knowledge of this river to see if we've been swimming or somewhere we know like?
Go ahead
how
and
the
go ahead and
general
make a
deepness
nature
of it-
check. Both of you two, Gicon and bro, make nature checks.
I'm assuming that's with a D20.
Yeah. Whenever I say make a check, it's gonna be a D20, and then
Yeah.
you add whatever skill.
17.
And what am I adding as far as mine goes?
Nature.
Yeah, I got a whopping 8.
Okay. So Gicon, though you were from far north, honestly, the edge of the borderland and the peaks, not really down this far. You didn't traverse here until really you headed towards Ormskirk for supplies, and the whole terrible things happened. Bro, though, you having traveled here before, you have not necessarily jumped into the river, but you've traversed across it near Ormskirk, up and down it through Ormskirk to Sartol. You have an idea. There are definitely places where you could just walk across where the river's not bad. Maybe not, you haven't gone so far upstream, but you know there are rapids downstream as well, and there are lulls in between. You could walk across in some places. Right here, probably not the best. It seems very fast, rocky. This is definitely a rapid section, and as you look upriver, as you know, for the however far, you know, a couple 100 feet you're looking up there, it seems pretty stable, that same rapids all the way up, but you don't know, you know, around the bend or up, you know, actually walking for an hour what that'll find you.
Would I have, with I guess that next check, would I have any knowledge as well of like the type of, I guess, creatures that do live in this water?
In the
Or
water,
heard any stories of some sort?
With that check, yeah, you don't think there's anything too crazy. Not this far upstream.
Just
you
typical salmon and whatever.
Fish for the most part.
Yeah.
You may find a bear fight, you know, in the water, but you're not necessarily any crazy fucking sea monsters up here.
Gotcha.
No gator.
No gator, no.
Would I have any knowledge on what kind of creature goblins are afraid of?
I'm gonna say, I don't think you've run into goblins in your past before, other than stories. Have you? I'm gonna ask you on that one. Have you run into goblins before? They're not very popular in the Towering Grove nor near Taldor, but I'll leave that up to you if you've had an excursion with goblins.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
But have I heard any stories of goblins just running in fear from any type of beast?
Okay, yeah, let's give that one a fucking history. I like history.
Oh, that's good. That's a 24.
God damn.
24.
Fuck.
Big boy brain.
So over all the time you've spent in the Warm Hearts orphanage, the time you spent there, really without, you know, with your past, you had a lot of time to tell stories and listen to stories and fill that void, and this was something apparently you paid attention to. You have heard of goblins and them generally working in small packs. Whether they kill on sight, they usually will take back to a den. And in these den, there's, you know, goblin, larger, more powerful, still awful goblins, but they're normally not fond of orcs or anything that can overpower them or outnumber them. If they can outnumber something still, they're usually going to fight. If they start dying off or being outnumbered, they gone.
Okay. Well, I suppose whatever you guys feel is safest. I do have a couple tricks up my sleeves in case we do run into any goblins. I just don't want to be alone out in the woods without you.
No, that's not going to happen.
I want to encourage everybody again that I'm somewhat familiar with this area and that I feel we should probably head further to the city and use the bridge to cross.
I'm inclined to follow Gicon, but I'm
Seems like a lot of
weary
traveling.
I'm weary of the warning that
So to travel to
Unlawful.
Ormskirk is like a day's travel. Not a full day, obviously, but like 8 hours of walking. You're talking 20 plus miles. 25,
Let's find a
30
shallow-
miles.
Yeah, let's find a
So that's the
shallow part
Ormskirk.
with
And then
some
at that
rock.
point, you'd have to cross. And then 2 days north. You may miss your mark if you go all the way to Ormskirk.
How broad does the river appear to keep its width all the way through as we travel? Like just looking downstream, does it appear
from Bro's knowledge, his nature check, he can confirm at least the south half of the river does not. It gets very wide in parts, and it'll get very thin, but also can pick up in those thinner areas. But it definitely deviates in and out, even more so with the seasons. And it being a late fall right now, it's honestly the best time probably to have to cross.
So here's the thought. We can use Gicon and Bro's to find a shallow, thinner spot. And Clover, if we can borrow your staff, I can affix one of my daggers to it, and we can use it to anchor each other in the water. I have about 50 foot of rope, so in case somebody falls in the river, they're not.
I could just simply turn into a bear, and you guys can go on my back as well.
Yeah.
You can do that?
I mean, I've seen a bear.
Well, fuck yeah, let's do that. That's brilliant.
I'm not sure about the Dragonborn, but he might be able to manage. He's pretty tall. I just don't have to break my back and hurt me like he already did.
Gicon and Bro, go ahead and lead the way, I suppose.
All right, I say best case scenario, let's head east along the riverbank until we find, or if we find, a shallower, more passable spot, and save Ormskirk as a last option of safe travel across the river.
Okay.
Someone carrying 117 pounds, I'll agree with that.
Okay, so as you all begin to head downstream a little to the east, let's make, can I get a group perception? Actually, no, I want Gicon and Broba to make perception checks, because they're the two that you guys are relying on looking for these crossings.
Mm.
I'm going to say Clover, Ruka, you're probably playing more security, making sure you don't get attacked.
Yeah, I'm looking for boars or movement.
17.
Also 17.
So 17's okay, guys. So it actually doesn't take long, maybe an hour downstream, before you find a spot where the river, it looks like it gets a little deep, but the water is very calm. It's slowed very, wide down. It's on a wide bank. It looks like it's dug out here like a kind of a swimming hole style area. So you could easily swim across without having to deal with this, or you could keep going down river to look for somewhere you could probably walk across.
Can I see, because my staff is about 5 feet-ish, can I see if it's deeper than that?
As you kind of walk down to the riverbank, it's very gradual. So as you walk in, you're up to your waist in water, and the staff is still relative to that angle, but it looks like it gets deep to the point where you're going to have to swim. And Bro, being as tall as he is, he would probably have to swim. Again, the water's very calm. It doesn't look like you've all been swimming before, or at least I hope. It doesn't look like a difficult thing to do here.
Can I scan the adjacent riverbank just to see what it looks like, if there's anything there?
Yeah, make a perception check. One more for me.
I want to add information to it that when it's the calmest, it's the deepest. It's when it looks crazy and it's rapids, it's shallow because there's interference.
Do I see any whirlpools?
I'd say no.
Okay.
I got a 12, Baddie, for perception.
12? Okay, as you look across, you scanning the other side, you see how you can actually see the bank drop down very deep, and it's only about 30 feet wide here. And then across on the other side, you see almost like a shoal come out, because this is a large corner. You're catching it on one of the sections where it's winding. And you can see the shoal come down out a good 15 feet before it drops down to this deep section. So the deep section is probably roughly 10, 12, 15 feet wide before you could, you could probably walk on the other side.
Is there anything on a riverbank that we could use as a flotation device, like some old driftwood or?
Yeah, With that check, yeah, you could probably find some old logs or driftwood.
Okay. I'll make the suggestion. Down, boys. It seems like a pretty good spot to cross now. Good Lord, do it. We can use it float across. Get a little wet, but it better than nothing. We don't have to walk down over goddamn 2 days left, 2 days riding. Cross right here now.
I smile and nod at Bro.
Yeah, I think we should cross here.
Okay.
I got what he said.
All right.
Just quickly, cursory. Do I happen to the driftwood? Can I find a piece that's longer and thinner?
I'd say take a few minutes. You look around, you grab a few pieces. You're able to break one off to be the size roughly you're looking for.
Very quickly, I want to take one of my pythons that I have. I have 10 in my kit.
Yep.
And I'm gonna fasten just some of the string that I have from the burglar's pack, and make like a spiked anchor that we can dig into the shoreline.
Okay, yeah, without a doubt. So as you take a moment, you drive this spike into one of these thicker pieces, and you wrap string all around it before you kind of dig it into the ground good on the shore.
Ruka, are you suggesting some sort of ferry system almost?
Right.
Where one of us goes across first and then pulls the others? Or we use the string to at least not get drifted down the river some?
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm worried for the two that are
Sure.
what some would say vertically challenged.
Gotcha.
I haven't heard that before.
You're very short, Clover.
I know.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking, I'll take my 50-foot length of rope and kind of wind it around the spike, and if we're going to cross one at a time, we could carry and if you get carried away by the current, we can at least pull you back or get you back to shore.
Gotcha.
Well, I suppose I'll go first, so I have all the muscle behind me.
All right.
Okay.
So you grab the end of this rope, you kind of fasten it around your waist, so there's plenty of slack in case, so you can get across.
Could I suggest Clover take this fairly light, her size log that floats enough just so she has something to hold on to?
Yeah.
She kicks her tiny toddler feet.
A little motorboat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap the rope around me and use the log and keep holding my staff as well, and I'm going to.
Yeah. You kind of hook the staff around this log, so you got it good and tight, and you start walking in with this log before 5 feet in. It's already floating time for Clover. So Clover, can I get an athletics check?
That's a nat 1.
Start pulling, boy.
So as Clover kind of starts walking in, she jumps a little bit, immediately losing this log. She hits the water, lets go of the staff, and the staff's kind of up in one hand as she's kicking in. The log goes down river as she immediately starts sinking a little bit, and then as soon as she's under the water, you see the rope just start pulling downstream.
Can I dive in and rescue her?
There's a rope attached to her. You guys could just literally pull the rope.
Yeah, let me just say, pull it in now, boy. Get out of there. Pull it.
I'll start pulling.
Without a strength check needed for her size, with the three of you, it's just like, boom, boom. She comes flying out of the, landing ass over tea kettle, sitting on covered in gravel and sand on this little bank where you guys have made your cross.
Do I have my staff?
You have your staff still.
Good.
The log, your flotation device, gone.
Okay, I'm gonna cough up some water. Thank you.
You look like kind of like a waterlogged little mouse at this point. It's not great. It's rough.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna make the suggestion that we just carry Clover. One of us just kind of lets her hang on to the back of our shoulders as we do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well, it appears
gonna.
I'm
appears
going to
to me you just
volunteer
rolled-
to be the person
Okay.
to make sure she's taken care of and held on to secure, since I'm probably the strongest out of us.
Smart.
Okay, I'm gonna just sit on the bank ready for him to pick me up.
All right. So who would like to go next or try to go first?
I'm gonna make a suggestion. Ruka, boy, I suggest go around first so you can go on the other side of the bank. You can pull security and whatnot in case anything rolls up on us, and we'd be good.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna smile and nod.
All right. I'm gonna try to back up like 10 feet or so
Okay.
and get a running start and try to jump as far as I can.
Okay, yeah. So you go to actually the top of the bank, and you're holding on before you let go. You take a little bit of that gravity momentum to kick down the bank, and as your foot touches the water, you jump. Make an acrobatics check for me to start this. To see if you can see how far you can kick out.
8.
8. Okay, so your foot sinks in just a little bit more than you were hoping as you lunge. You make an extra 5 feet, but you land square in this like deep spot. Make an athletics check to start trying to kick and swim across here.
That is a 23.
God damn.
Woo, girl. Okay.
Acrobatics, right? Or
Athletics.
athletics. Athletics? Shit. That's a 18.
Okay. So you still,
Yeah.
even though you jump, that makes a good part past that first initial deep spot. But when you land, you lose your bearing for a second before you break the surface. You start kicking and going. Before, it feels like an instant before when you're kicking and splashing, crossing, your foot hits the ground. Your second foot hits the ground. It's a little shallower out here than everybody thought, at least on this side. As you get your purchase, you're digging through in the mud before you climb successfully across the river.
As I appear on the other bank, are there trees on this side? Anything?
Yeah. Oh, there's trees all along this bank. It's a night and day difference between the fields.
Did he take the rope with him to make sure he could secure it on the other side for us?
I did. Well, that was my intention.
You did.
Okay.
But we still have the other side of it, right?
Yeah, the other side's
Yeah.
like weighted into the ground,
Yeah.
anchored.
Can I find something within arm's reach without letting to try to anchor it to the other side?
Yeah, it's
or-
usually a 50-foot rope. It's only about 30 feet here, 10. Yeah, you
Okay.
got plenty of rope to just tie off the end of this
So-
thing.
Whose
Okay.
rope are we using for that?
mine.
Ruka's.
Rope's 50 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know mine and Clover's is only 20.
I've got a
I think the
thieves pack.
thieves pack. I think it
Yeah.
should have a 50-foot piece of rope, I believe.
That's what it says in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I would like to traverse across the river now, hold on to the rope, and just pull myself across.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage. So this time you're using you roll 2d20, take the higher number. So with this rope, it's aiding you. You're able to just hand over hand, unless like
You said athletics too?
athletics.
13.
Okay, yeah. As you being going across, it's much easier now that there's this rope that you can just hold on to as you drag yourself across. It's a little bit, you're taking a little bit, but you manage to cross that large gap there before you break the ground there where you can reach and come out.
Mhm. Gotcha.
So once Brorux is to the other side, I'd like to scoop up Clover
Mhm.
and start our journey across as well.
All right, same thing. Clover with her size, she can hang off you. I mean, you barely notice it, honestly. Go ahead and make a same athletics check with advantage.
Is it too late to yell across the river?
No, I'd say he's just taking a step into the river.
All right. I would like to yell out, untie the rope on the other side and hang on to it. So that way it's not stuck anchored to the other end and Ruku loses his rope.
Well, you haven't gotten across yet, have you?
I've gotten across.
It's
Oh.
just you and Gicon left.
Yeah, I'm yelling across the river towards you.
Okay, then I'm gonna jump off him really fast and grab the.
Yeah, you managed to untie it. So the rope is a little loose. You may drift a little downstream, but it's still anchored on the opposite side, so you should be fine, depending on
I guess
Gicon's rolls here.
also, would I be able to, as Ruka's pulling security and whatnot, can I pull the rope to help him across quicker?
Go ahead and make a just plain athletics check for me, bro.
17 plus 3. I mean, that'd be 20, 30, 20.
20. Okay, and Gicon, your highest roll.
I only rolled once. I need to roll twice.
Yep, roll twice. Take the higher.
14.
14. So with that, as well as the help, you actually make it across with 0 issue and actually pretty quick as you're hand over handing with Clover just clutched onto you, face full of beard. It's awful, really. as Bro's pulling you from the shore as well.
Question: does Clover find anything in the beer?
Gicon, did she find anything in your beard?
Maybe some leftover jerky.
Absolutely not. And
He's a proud dwarf who takes
Just,
good care
while
of
she
that.
cringes at the entire idea of me trying to help her. Yeah, I saw that.
Once Gicon and I are safely across, I'm going to jump off of him, and I'm going to wring out my cloak and some of my parts of my clothes to try and get some of the water off.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the shore at this point. You have survived your first river encounter. And at this point, it's getting
Early.
close to 5, 6-ish. Sun is still high, but setting. You guys drying off, taking a moment. Would you like to begin the long trek upriver? About a day's travel.
Could
Maybe. Sorry, not. I shouldn't say that. 6 to 8 hours of travel.
Yeah. Could I cast Cure Wounds just to top me off?
You most definitely can.
All right.
So when
a
you're
good idea.
casting, you know how to use your spell slots, right?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Cast. All right.
You should see, like, right now, looking at you.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay, cool.
And so for that, what do I have to roll?
Oh, bro, hold up. No wonder you're so weak. You're only level 1.
Why is he only
Oh,
level
shit.
1?
Dude, it's like level 2. I know for a damn fact.
All right,
Somebody
hold on.
wasn't paying attention.
I made you level 2. I was like, I just
On
looked at you. I'm like,
episode
why do you
0?
only have 2 spell slots?
Oh yeah, he is.
He's level
That'll do
2
it.
now. I just level 2'd you, bud. Ding.
Ding. Grats.
So now he needs to figure out his level 2
That
stuff.
17 health would have came in use last time.
I just like, though, the bar has been set. You're a bitch. So,
All right.
as you take a moment to catch your breath on the other side of the river, you feel amazing after that Cure Wounds, which you can or cannot cast at this point now that you have a little bit more health. It's up to you.
I still want to cast it just to
Okay.
top myself.
So a Cure Wounds, I believe, is 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier, which for you is Charisma.
+3.
And this is for all of us, right?
No, Cure Wounds is self. There's a
Alright,
Mass
so
Cure
only the
Wounds, but
target.
this is just him, yeah.
All right, so.
So for
the-
Cure Wounds to work, you take a moment, you breathe as you strum a quick song across your lute, and the melody for everybody is beyond pleasant and sweet, but for you it takes a moment as you take that deep breath, and as you open your eyes again, you feel hopefully a little bit better depending on how much you rolled.
That would be a 7 + 3, so 10.
Okay, so yeah, you're back to full there.
Wonders.
So, as you all take that moment, that brief, woo, can you begin walking north?
Was north the recommended direction? Once we
Not
crossed?
north, sorry, east, west. This-
Okay,
words are
yeah.
hard. West. You're heading west
Uh,
towards the mountains.
Yeah, until it gets rocky. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
God I take notes.
Yeah, same.
At some point as we're moving through, bro, that song you played, that was quite lovely.
Oh yeah, boy. Learn a little bit longer. Save my head a couple times.
The song was it was warm, almost. Is that something all dragons can do, or is that just something?
A little bit about me, boy. I grew up down there in the marshes, and little town over there. Just they took me and they taught me a little bit of things. Taught me how to play the old get fiddle over here, the lute, and they taught me this spell. And, made my boo boo go away. Feel good, man. Feel good.
So, when you sing, do you sound like that, or is it...
See, you know what? The cure wound spell, all I need to do is pluck a couple chords and I'm good to go. But other spells, I might have to sing a little bit. I'm not a little proud of my singing voice, and it's much different than my talking voice. I'm a little self-conscious about it. You know what I'm saying, boy?
Wait, you're self-conscious about your singing voice?
Yeah. A little different than my talking voice. I don't know if y'all can understand me in my singing voice. It's a little different now.
Can you give us an example? I would love to hear you sing.
What do you want to hear, Lola? What do you want me to sing about?
Do you have any like folk songs from your family or something like that?
I call this one now Down in the Bayou.
Okay.
I'm gonna just outstretch my hands. I'm gonna use my fingernail as a pick. Down in the bayou, down in the bayou, down in the bayou, standing by you. Nah, I'm a little buried about my single voice now, but I like to call that one Down in the Bayou.
Bro, that's gorgeous, mate.
Brilliant.
Could you understand me? Could you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Better than when you speak normally.
What the fuck that what I mean, boy? I have a beautiful speaking voice. I'm offended.
No, you definitely do.
It's amazing. I feel like
You
you need to
definitely
sing
do.
everything to us.
So
What I'm trying to
everybody
say is I'm
here, take 1d6, roll it, and gain that much health back. Because Broba at level 2 should have had Song of Rest. Which means whenever you guys finish a short rest, if Broba decides to play you a tune, everybody can gain 1d6 extra health on top of further healing. If you're not full up, that is. So after he finishes this song, everyone, you feel relaxed, you feel
Ooh, 6.
triumphant, you feel ready for whatever comes at you next. You feel good.
Well, I suppose I feel a little bit cheery. Let's go ahead and head west to find this camp.
Right.
We should be careful in case these archaeologists are trying to protect their camp as well.
If we propose that we're getting closer, I suppose I could climb a tree. That's advantage.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, that sounds lovely, Ruka.
All right.
Fucking Broba.
So I'm gonna be walking side by side with Ruka.
Yep. As you all begin the trek, Ruka and Clover together, Gicon and Bro together. You all what was
With
that?
that healing moment, I'd just like to iterate that I am now back to full health of 31.
There you go.
Me too, actually.
Jeez. So you all begin the trek west. About again that standard pace. The first few hours are fairly uneventful, honestly. As it starts to get closer and closer to nightfall, you hear the forest around you, I guess, come alive is the best way to describe it. It's compared to how barren the fields were. This is honestly something different, something which is wonderful for you, Gicon, because it's like almost being home a little. You see wildlife in abundant form, honestly. The occasional deer, small critters. The river is beautiful. You see almost why it's called the Silver Thorn. With the water breaking at the surface, it has this beautiful silver color to it with the sun setting. It seems to just ignite the entire thing. As you keep going, it's closer and closer to nightfall at this point. 8 o'clock. You know you're within a few hours of where this camp should be. Do you want to push into nightfall, or would you like to make camp? It's
So-
only been this one day, so you know you have a couple days to do this. Would you like to possibly move into the woods a little, find a secure spot to camp, or camp on the riverbank? Keep going
Roughly
at night.
From the riverbank, how close is the forest?
Honestly, in some spots it comes right to the riverbank, and other spots just 10-15 feet, not far. It's the divider from this forest to the fields is this river, so you're on it.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
as a note, if we're going to take care of the archaeologists, I can see in the dark up to a bit. Can anyone else do that?
oh, I can.
Well, right, Clover, I knew about you. I'm Gicon Barrow. Can you see in the dark, or are you, as the humans are?
You're so rhetorical.
I share the same vision as Clover. I have 60 feet worth of vision in the dark.
Where would I check to see that?
You don't. I can just tell you.
Yeah,
Just tell
I'm
you.
pretty sure I didn't read that anywhere. I was like, just in case it skimmed over it.
So in the dark, while these other races, the half elf with his fey ancestry, the gnome, honestly coming from a ground dwelling people, even though she may be a forest gnome, still have the ability to see in the dark fairly well. And of course, the dwarves, having lived underground for the majority of their lives, have this innate ability to see in the dark to an extent. So the three of you can, yes, see somewhat in the dark, but
Perhaps we can wait until nightfall and travel and see if we can find their camp from their fire.
That's an idea. That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
I'm all for resting now and traveling through the middle of the night.
okay. So it being around 8:30, 9 p.m., are you talking like get your long rest in now, wake up at 2 a.m. or whatever it may be?
Yes, that sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Just
like
now,
to keep
3
watch
a.m.
as well.
Right.
Yeah. We'll say 3.
Actually, if someone else could keep watch, I would love to replenish some of my used up spells.
Mhm.
I feel a little bit weary.
If we find a spot in the forest,
Ghaddy, you
and
cut out.
I'll take first watch, and I'll climb a tree near our campsite so I can have a aerial vantage point.
Okay.
Bow at the ready, arrow knocked once I'm up in the tree.
All right. I'm just gonna collapse on the ground where we stand and just go to sleep, just with a loud thump.
With a crumpled, whatever the sound a crumpled Dragonborn makes when he hits
like
the
you
deck.
hear like the gravel skid across, and good night, boy.
He's out right up against the side of a tree right on the edge of this wood before it hits the bank, the slope down to the river itself. He's already out. You hear that slight snoring.
Like a
So-
narcoleptic puppy.
Exactly. 2-hour watch would get you all through the night and still get your long rests. So
for me, I would actually like to climb a tree
Yep.
and find like two large branches that are going out like this, and I would like to stick my staff in between that parallel
Mhm.
so that I have a small space where I don't slip through.
well, a little gnome-sized bird's nest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, of course. I'd say it's easy enough for you to, after you scramble up a couple trees, poke around, find what you can. Being a forest gnome, this isn't exactly the first time you've done this, so it's something that just you're able to do it in a few minutes. Who's taking first watch? Was it?
It was a Ruka.
It was Ruka. Okay, a Gicon,
Yeah.
you're able to honestly wherever you want to rack out for a few. I would just
Right next
see
to
her.
me.
You.
I find a rock pretty close, centralized between everybody.
Yeah.
Prop my axe up and lean against it.
Okay, yeah. So you know where Clover is, just 15 feet up in a tree. You see the base of that tree only a couple feet off, the crumpled pile of bronze scales, and you're able to prop your axe up right in between there and rack out. And then Ruka, it is your first watch at night.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please make a perception check for me for your watch?
Gladly. Oh shit, that's okay. That would be an 8.
Okay, so as you kind of take a moment, you're up in the tree, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you're up in a tree. You have your bow at the ready, just kind of watching. Quiet. I shouldn't say it's quiet. It's loud. It's very loud, almost. The wildlife for you is different. You're used to the city, to a town, to a different type of noise. So it shouldn't bother you as much as it does, but it's almost unsettling. As you watch, you swear you heard sticks crackling. You look around, you try to position yourself better, and you can't quite find it before it goes quiet for the next hour. Who would you like to wake up next?
Well, I think Gicon would be a wise choice. So I'll I'll take like one of my ball bearings and see if I can just kind of bounce it off his axe, make a ting sound next to him.
I startle awake with the sudden noise.
A metallic clang, ting, as it echoes
Gicon.
off your axe loudly. You look up and you see Ruka above you.
Gicon, you awake, mate?
I am now.
You're up.
I am.
I'm gonna stay up here and try and not fall out of this tree while I'm all right.
Oh, you're gonna rest? All right. I'll take care of it. I'll watch the rest of the night.
Right, and I'll kind of like nestle my back up against like the branch of the tree that I'm on, so I'm and, like,
Yeah,
let
you're in
my
that little
legs
bit of a gap. I got you. Yeah, without a doubt. You're able to just kind of kick your legs under a little bit, prop up and rack out daggers within reach, bow somewhat easily accessible in case you need it. And sleep finds you very quickly. Icon.
I noticed that I'm hearing some wolves howling around, so I proceed to prop myself up on my axe and just kind of keep a lookout in every direction.
Yeah, can I get a perception check, brother, for your 2-hour watch here?
Oof. I don't
Gicon
wanna-
falls back asleep.
That's gonna be a whopping 2.
Okay. Was that a natural? Did you roll a 2?
I rolled a 2 and I have
Okay.
a 0 in
Okay.
perception.
So, as you stand awake at the ready, alert, listening for these wolves, which you do hear in the distance, and you hear another one, and it's nice. You hear another one, and nice. And is that a third one? A fourth? As you snap awake, looking around, taking a moment, like unsure if you dozed off or if you just bobbed your head for a minute. But as you take a moment and look around and see how much your axe is sunk into the ground on the weight you've probably been putting on it, it's probably been close to an hour of you just out. But you're awake now, and it's probably time to kick somebody else awake.
At this point, the person I know and trust the most would be Bro. So I'm gonna walk over and kick Bro's legs and
I grumble
yell
at him. and
Hey,
turn-
wake up!
I grumble at him and turn over.
Hey, I need
What?
your help.
Swat my hand. I'm going now, boy. I'm getting to the good part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick him again. Wake up!
I shoot up. What the fuck do you want now, boy?
You useless Dragonborn. I need you to wake up and watch for a while.
You know, rub the crust out of my eyes and just. All right, now, boy. It's like, can I? I'm gonna ready my my crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, you have your crossbow ready. You kind of prop yourself up on the tree. You watch his Gicon. I mean, instantly he sits down, leaning against his axe, and just done. Like, oh man, that was quick. Shit.
Actually, Bay, can I position myself like on the coast of the river, looking like towards the forest? I have like a full like 180 of like left, right, and forest.
You most definitely can. Go ahead and make a
All right.
perception check.
5. That's gonna be a 10.
A 10. Yeah, as you sit there scanning, watching, you're alert, you're ready, you got this. Gicon's snoring is fucking loud though. Holy shit. As you guys scanning back and forth, watching the river,
Defense.
there's a splash behind you.
Oh god.
You turn, crossbow at the ready. It's like a fucking frog jumping into the river or something. As you try to get your bearings after that bit of a bit of a startle, a jump, it seems quiet, it seems good, everything seems, it's all right, it's good, it's okay. As you lie back down. You don't quite fall asleep. You manage to wake up. And you go to the end of your watch, fairly uneventful, before Clover. Her turn.
All right, I'm gonna walk over to where Clover is, or sleepily stumble over to where Clover is.
In the tree.
Yeah. I go, wait, you're in the tree technically?
I'm in the tree, yeah.
In the tree. Yeah.
All right,
She was
I'm
above you in the tree.
I'm gonna look up. I'm just gonna see if that wakes her up first.
Wrong fucking tree, mate. She's in that one.
Oh, depart now. I'm sorry. Go back to sleep. Let's stumble over to another tree.
Is that someone pissing?
No. Look up. Now your turn to watch. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'll get to the good part. I hope that I can get back to it. Yo, just come down here. Take a look. I'm gonna go stumble until just kind of like the middle of the area and just
rack out. Just
Very well. I guess it is my turn. I have been sleeping this entire time. She's gonna stay in the tree, but she's gonna keep watch overhead. But she's also going to be every time she has to replenish about a minute.
Yep.
She's going to minor illusion, an orc, a big orc, the one that she saw at the sad.
So with
Sad
minor
story.
illusion, you're not gonna be able to get an entire orc.
Can he be sitting? So then it's like.
Make a performance check.
Okay.
have an orc.
That is a 6.
You trying real hard, but it's like a big green fucking orc head and some shoulders down there.
A literal half orc.
I'm gonna cancel the orc and try and focus on I'm gonna try and focus on a wolf just standing.
Okay, I'd say with your
sitting and standing, or sitting and down and watching over everyone as well.
yeah, I'd say with your experience in the woods and being a forest gnome and a druid at that, you could manage a smaller wolf, but it's definitely it still looks like a wolf sitting out somewhat in the open and exposed. Can I get your perception check?
Ooh, that's good. 20 dirty.
God dang.
Okay. You're watching, you're scanning, you're still concentrating every now and then, popping this wolf back up because it's like, I think 10 minutes or something or so.
I think it's 1 minute.
Oh, either way, if you'd like to maintain that as often as you can, it's a cantrip, so I have no issues with that. And scanning and focusing, and you swear for a moment you hear a crack or something behind you, deeper into the forests.
Could I look in that direction and tell if it was close? Or do I see any
It
shadows?
sounded fairly close already, within 30 feet without a doubt.
I'm going to am I able to move the minor illusion?
It cannot move. You could
Okay.
recast it, but it would appear there.
I'm going to cancel out the wolf, and I'm going to minor illusion a large growl in that direction.
Okay.
I can do a sound.
Give me another performance check, yeah.
That is 11.
Okay, so there's as it kind of echoes a little bit through the woods there. And you definitely hear another sound, another crack, a stick breaking. There's some brief movement after the growl.
Does that growl wake me up?
Give me a perception check with disadvantage. Disadvantage! Roll twice, take the lower.
For everybody, I guess.
Hey,
that's the name of the show.
Is that for
5.
everybody?
5.
I'm gonna say just Bro, because everybody else would be deep in sleep at this point. He is just woken her, so a 5. Yeah, you're still out for this. Clover though, you hear more crackling. This time a second source, a little bit farther off, 40 feet maybe, but deeper into the woods. These two sounds, without a doubt, something was there.
Okay. I'm going to make the executive decision to wake everyone up, just in case,
Okay.
by minor illusioning the loudest sound I can possibly think of, which is going to be a thunderstrike.
Okay. Though definitely muted and localized, the three of you hear this fucking deafening sound briefly. It's very short and to the point, but it's there, and you're all fucking snapped awake as what sounds like some sort of explosion happened on top of you. You're all just below. I was, startled, thrown awake.
Me being a bronze Dragonborn, I'm familiar with lightning and whatnot. I get up, I yell, Mimo, that you, boy? Where are you?
I jump up and spin and grab my axe and go, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Calm down, boys. I just heard a couple noises. I think it's time for us to wake up and find the camp.
It's time to work.
It's time to work, yes. Is everyone well rested?
I'd say you are rested. The other three need another hour and a half or so before they get that full long rest.
If we want, we can do 3 on, 1 off, just to gain that last little bit of sleep so we can be well rested. That'd be my suggestion.
I volunteer Bro to be the one that stays up while the rest of us go to
You
sleep.
son of a bitch.
Technically, technically, I'm
Out of all of us, you're the one who hasn't used your abilities that need the rest to reset.
He's cast spells.
Yeah, I've got spell.
He cast 2 spells. Clover, you hear it again. Ruka, you as well. Crackling, something scurrying through the forest around
I'm going
20 feet.
I'm gonna produce my flame and see if I can see what is making the sound.
So produce flame, it's a small localized thing, but you
I'm gonna
hold it
throw it.
high.
I'm gonna throw it at the ground.
Oh yeah, so you throw the flame in and make an attack roll. With disadvantage, because you don't know what you're throwing it at, I'll say.
Oh, I rolled the same. 21.
21.
As you take this and you hurl this small flame into the forest. As you hear this fucking little screech that is strangely familiar to all of you. You feel like you've heard this sound earlier today, or earlier the day before.
Would it be the sound from the goblins in the tavern?
It may sound something like that.
goblins.
Dirty goblin.
As at that point, bro, sorry. Does a 17 hit you?
What, checking my armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Do I roll damage for this?
Yeah. Oh, please roll damage.
So whatever it goes over, I gotta just subtract that from HP.
Nope. So that just means it hit you. I roll a dice now to see what it hits.
Gotcha.
So,
It's
as you
6
hear
fire
this,
damage.
how much?
6.
6. Okay, that's a good one. So, bro, as you watch this flame get thrown off, you're staring. You can finally see. Your eyes take a second to adjust as you blink, and you hear this screech, confused, like. But then you're like, sounds like a fucking goblin. An arrow directly into your thigh. You take 4 piercing damage. As this goblin short bow, this jagged, gnarly, black, gross arrow sticks into your leg briefly. As you hear more skittering in the woods around all of you. We're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh, you fucker.
Piece of shit.
I was literally about to say, like, I'm just gonna hurl an arrow in the first mass I see in the flame. Just goblins.
And before I go unconscious, every single.
So what I'm doing to decide who gets hit when, I'm rolling a d4 and I'm just being like, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if it's a 5 or a 6, I roll again. But I'm sorry, bro.
How'd
Oh,
you get a
bro.
5 or 6 out of a D4?
Sorry, a d6. I'm rolling a d6 over here. Words are hard. There's 4 of you.
Now,
So-
I have a question. Answer it if you want. Did that wolf do anything? The minor illusion wolf?
Yeah, it 100% brought them in closer.
Oh, great.
It did not scare them away. They were actually watching through 2 watches, through Gicon's watches when they showed up. And then Bros they maintained because he
I should have requested a perception. Damn it.
You did. You had one. You just rolled like a 2, remember?
No.
You just fell asleep.
No, you did my passive. I didn't actually
No,
ask
no,
for
no.
it.
No, I don't. It wasn't a passive. It was a roll. But they were there for a few rounds, just moving. But you're the only one who rolled above a 16, which was what their stealth was at the time. So you heard all the cracklings and moves. Goblins are stealthy little fuckers at night in the dark, and they ambush. So that's that. But
There's a reason why I said I didn't want a goddamn goblin handling my food.
they're not all bad. They're just mostly shit.
I just want to say the fact the command exclamation point Brorux and it just says he did good.
What part of my tolerance levels?
You done did good. Okay.
He did good there, boy.
Good.
So there you go. There's your session 1 of disadvantaged D&D with these nerds.
So, a question on your style of DMing.
Yes.
So I have 20. Well, I had 20 arrows. 1 broke on the boar.
Yep.
Were the other ones recoverable, or is that something I need to call out as
Half.
an action?
Half. I always give back half used arrows.
Okay. So I got 2.
I'd say at that point, between arrowheads breaking and how they're made, depending on if you spend money to get, buy good arrows, I'm fine if you want to take your time to do that. But for the most part, if it's, you get half your arrows from any fight back. I have no issue with that,
Okay.
really. I'm not a big stickler for, your West March style of grind where fucking everything needs to be tracked. Your rations, your supply. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to have fun and let you guys kill goblins and hopefully let the goblins kill Broba.
Murder them all.
Goblins. Got him there, boy.
So, can I, in chat, get a shout out for all of these guys again? I don't know what any of the goddamn commands are at this point. But we have GoldenIcon playing Gicon Dragonbraids, the Dwarf Barbarian. We have GoBrobaFett playing some other bullshit that I can't say. Say it for me, please.
Moreau. It ain't Moreau.
Brorux.
No. The last name.
Uderblesku.
Thank you. We have GoBrobaFett playing that Dragonborn Bard. We have Jazzy Wazzy 94 playing Clover, the Forest Gnome Druid. And then, of course, Ghaddy playing our boy Ruka, the Half-Elk Rogue. We will be playing, hopefully every Saturday. I think Saturday night is what we decided. If everybody's cool with that, if we need to adjust it a day or so, whatever.
I don't want to wait till Saturday for next time because it's so much fun.
Everybody to do it more nights than just that.
I'm
down.
For the record, I'm down for sporadic during the week game too. I mean,
Okay.
if Baddie's got shit prepared and we're free on a Wednesday or some shit, we can do it.
That's gonna be my only thing, is just making sure I have enough
make sure you're
for
prepped.
make sure I'm prepped, and depending on what's going on with my stupid
So
fucking
the
hand.
weak link here, Chad, is Baddie. You know who to badger.
Unfortunately, we can't do it tomorrow night because Ghaddy and I both have another D&D game that we go to every Sunday.
Yeah,
I get to play my
Sunday nights are off
Dragonborn.
chat. However, Kill TV. Let me do a shout out for that real quick.
Nah.
Ghaddy plays a Dragonborn there named Ivan, and I play Salty Eye, the pirate hooker swashbuckler.
See, now the
You
funny
guys-
thing is, and I've been trying to understand this the whole fucking time. If Brobard is also a bronze Dragonborn, yet he talks like a Cajun man, then how the fuck is Ivan Russian?
All
I was
about
gonna
where
say,
home
we're
is
not
where
even
you
close.
make it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Almost what you make.
However, back to the Sunday night D&Ds, guys. Seriously, Kill TV. I did the shout out for it. Follow
you.
the channel. Watch. It is good stuff. This is my every Sunday night. I love Baddie, and you all know that I love Baddie, but I don't watch Baddie on Sundays.
Okay.
I love that bro.
Okay.
Fuck too.
Ghaddy, about that, you'll figure that out in the backstory.
Fuck yeah. I'm excited.
I want to learn more about Brorux.
I learned more about Gicon, man. The fucking owlbear skin.
You know, I literally asked if we were going to do like introductions, and we didn't do that at all.
No
I
one
gave
asked.
ample opportunity. I don't like being like, okay, this is your I don't think it's fun. I want it to be organic. You guys will this is my favorite thing about D&D. You guys will grow, character develop, and learn about each other. That's what makes you a team or not a team, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, so
Just
far, I know
telling
that
each other
Brorux
what you did is
mean. You hurt me.
My logic behind that was
Okay.
we're in fucking, like, how tall are you, Jazzy? Fucking
3 foot?
3 foot, so probably like 4 foot grass, maybe. You can't see shit. Guy kind of barely see shit. It's like, okay,
I was
use it.
saying no.
I don't need
no.
to see anything. I got
Make a
Clover to look out for us.
radius. Make a radius so we don't have something jumping straight up in our shit where we can't react to. We got a radius. It knocks them down. It gives us time to get up and prepare.
Well, maybe if you guys followed my suggestion on going onto the road.
Why do you think I was 20 feet away?
So I will
I've
say
been
you
down this road
probably
before.
made a good choice cutting through the grass than sticking to the road. The road would have added a full day to your travel, going all the way back to Ormskirk. That's a long, out of the way, opposite direction trip.
And probably bandits too, I imagine.
Who knows? There could have been bandits on the road.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I figured you guys are more than welcome to bounce, but I figured I'd let people ask any questions if they had them now that I can read chat.
I'm cool with that. That's a great idea.
So if anyone has any questions about D&D, me DMing, or these goons as characters that they want to answer,
You can't ask backstory because you got to watch that and figure it out yourself.
there you go. Oh, this
Yeah.
will be on YouTube after. I'm
mean,
recording the whole
cool.
thing, so.
You're
Awesome.
welcome to look at our character profiles, which you can see with the extension on the left side of the screen. And that's all public knowledge. Feel free to
Hey, what's
peruse through
up,
that and
Colin?
check out.
So yeah, you can see everything. I said calling of wolves.
I love that Zombie is our hype man right now.
Yeah, he is.
Baddie, that was amazing, and he's been.
And Mikey's trying to fuck me again.
This shit is so good.
Yeah.
You do a separate campaign where you can dono to fuck people up or give them
Oh, that
better
would be
rolls.
actually cool.
I don't want to do donos or bits for changing the game. I kind of want to let the game go organically. Maybe if I run another one in the future, we can do something stupid like that. But honestly, I want to let the dice fall for this one.
Would you be up to the idea of like if chat donoed or met an incentive, they could
They could what?
You cut out.
create an NPC?
Cut out.
There
that'd be
there
cool.
are some from a previous goal already in this world.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
okay. I remember you doing that actually.
Yep. It was supposed to be for the last game I ran, but that
I
was.
was gonna say,
great.
I've got $500 invested in that. There better be a really fucking kick-ass.
May I throw the suggestion of if you hit a certain dono goal, everyone has to cosplay as their character.
I already bought a
No.
cloak. I bought a cloak
No.
for that.
Hey, I mean, if they shell out the money for it, you might have to do it.
And unless that
Ooh.
money
I
comes to
say
me to
we
pay
should do
for
that.
it, no.
So I'm a DM. I'm dressed as one. Somebody asked, how do we start D&D? Honestly, you find a group, whether it's online or IRL, and you figure out if people want to get together once a week, once every couple weeks, and roll dice, man. Grab the player's handbook, the dungeon master guide, or the monster manual, some combination of those three, and then party on. But yeah, Culling asked why the world looks so familiar. This is the world I ran a 1.5-year campaign out of, which is cool.
Wow.
Things are a little different. Like the world's changed. I rebuilt a lot of it, changed the geography a bit, and added to a fucking unbelievable amount to it. But the story's different from the one he played in. Some of the characters are the same, but the story's different. There's a lot of new characters too.
Cool.
Is there a quest to recover one's hands?
That's my middle finger, just so you know. Are they books? Yeah, Gorilla. The player handbook. I have a stack of books behind me here. They're all D&D books.
And he's got a fucking stack of digital books going on for us as well with this.
Yeah, I buy all my books twice. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean,
Do that to yourself.
I'm sure Rach loves that.
You didn't tell her.
don't
We-
tell her.
we
You
don't
have to
tell
know.
her.
Shut up.
Just say that you found them at Goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. I always buy the physical books because I actually like reading them and using them when I'm planning. I don't use D&D Beyond for a lot of my planning. I do it out of the books I have for the most part. Maybe monsters I will, but I don't know. It's just more fun, I think, to have the physical book when I'm playing D&D. Like that's my biggest gripe with honestly DMing online. It doesn't feel the same to me as DMing in person. I lose a lot of the connection between people and that paper feel. I love being able to, taking notes, writing things down. It's fun to me. But this wasn't so bad. This was a pretty good first session into D&D.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah, my cheeks are kind of hurting.
You guys got the bug yet?
I'm smiling, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ghaddy, because I want to play fucking tomorrow.
I
Dude,
want to play tomorrow too, but no, we can't.
I felt the
We have
same way
something
when
going on in our campaign that's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
So I'll see if I can get something going early in the week, because honestly, I can't game really. So maybe early next week, the weekend after. Actually, I won't be here Saturday next week.
Yeah, we'll be.
Oh,
you'll
I'll be with you guys. Never mind. It's
Yeah.
okay. We can still play.
I was gonna say we're gonna do it at IRL, right?
I
We
might
could do it
be there.
IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
so
got studio and everything. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
this is gonna
Ropa,
be
I
good.
might be able to actually score you a ticket if you don't have one yet.
Yeah, if someone can cover my ticket, I can fucking drive down there. I'll do the 4.5 hours drive.
Ticket
Okay.
for what?
DreamHack.
Dream
I
hack.
missed something. Oh,
Dream hack.
oh, okay. Well, you guys have fun with that. While I have tickets, I'm still not going.
I'm gonna go. I have to, because that's how my ticket's free.
oh.
I'm gonna be in the
I
streamer
get,
studio.
I get that 100%, but
Do you have to play Fortnite again,
my
Baddie?
ticket's free and I'm still not going.
No, I
See,
don't.
I made a joke.
It's
I got the bad
DreamHack.
hand.
Hold on. You guys know it as DreamHack. I know what it's really called. Hold on.
Bye.
Oh god.
Here we go.
So yeah, we will be playing next Saturday IRL in Georgia. I'm flying out. Oh, hold on. What's he got?
It's called High Res Expo.
All right,
Is that
show
what it was
off.
called beforehand?
That's what it was called back in the 80s.
Last year.
Before you guys
Last year.
Really? Last year?
And it's DreamHack Presents HRX is
Oh,
the
no
real
shit.
name of it.
I didn't know that.
And it's fucking stupid because
And you're going to it, Baddie, you fucking casual.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting to fly to Georgia, so okay. So yeah, next game will be IRL, hopefully, as long as Broba shows up, or maybe not the next game, maybe the third game. We'll see. I'm gonna try to do one during the week next week because I can't game anyways. I guess that's that. That's all I got.
Yeah, if there's no more questions, then
Well, I guess fuck
who
off.
wants to know about an angry dwarf?
There. An angry dwarf? Yeah, there's definitely some of that. But okay, I'm gonna kill the recording. I'm going to get this uploaded on YouTube. Can I get exclamation YouTube in chat? It will give you the link to the YouTube channel where you can watch it if you missed any of it, or if you want to watch it later, or if you missed it or you're just showing up, there you go. Again, GoldenIcon, GoBrobaFett, JazzyWazzy94, and Ghaddy, thank you guys for playing in my first online D&D campaign. You're all super cool, except for Broba, who died super like a bitch.
Well, he was level 1.
Yeah, to be fair, I would have survived it if my shit wasn't fucked right off the bat.
All right, I'm hearing a lot of excuses. All right.
I made it work. Lick
Yeah,
my ass.
somebody wasn't paying attention in episode 0.
Did we level
No,
up?
no, no. It was level 2 because I switched
When you
it
take a
that
long
day.
rest, you will. You're not there yet. We're gonna level up live next time,
Okay.
so we can go through leveling up together, so I can show you guys that. But we're out. Bye.